Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Hey, you guys. Happy Friday. There's a lot of information. Like, I'm not kidding. I don't know if you saw what I put in the chat, but we're going to have to section this stuff out. I don't know how I want to do this. I didn't realize there was so much information. I'm glad I decided to literally open all 34 new documents that we have unsealed. On top of that, we also have a document telling us which ones are going to be staying sealed. And then we now have the third order. There's already been some really interesting shit. Holy crap, that I've seen in this stuff. So I'm not really quite sure how to do this exactly, but I know that it's going to have to be in sections. I'm going to have to schedule this stuff out throughout the weekend. We don't have a choice. The state's exhibit list alone is like 28 pages. And what I wanted to do originally was do the state's brief and the defense's brief separately already, because why not make them separate where they can be discussed separately and then bring all the things together? The state's is like 15 pages and the defense's trial brief is like 13 pages. But the exhibit list that the state has is really interesting because it's not just like 28 pages. It's 28 pages of little bitty prints. I'm going to show you in just a second, but it's really freaking long. It's a lot of information. Now, I went through the majority of it. I didn't really see anything too much that kind of like jumped out to me. But then again, I didn't look at all 28 pages all the way through. But there's a lot on there, especially when it comes to their wounds. That's why I said this was going to be a very like trigger warning type document. If we go through it tonight, I'm going to have to put a trigger warning on here. I'm going to have to change the thumbnail because it talks about all of the wounds on all of the victims. It like everything. So I don't know if I'm in the mood for that tonight, honestly, but I think that it's probably the most important document. So buckle up. This is probably going to be a lot longer than I anticipated, which is why I went ahead and ordered the boys pizza. Don's doing a lot better, for those of you who have been asking. He hasn't passed it yet, but he's not really in pain a lot anymore. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, my 7-year-old somehow has a freaking kidney stone. And they gave him medication, and he's been home, and he's been finally able to like keep food down. He's eating pizza, and he's been drinking water all day, and everything so far is so good. He's in a really good mood. They've been playing video games for a few hours. So we're good for now. We're all just relaxing. We have time for now. So this is how I want to do this. I'm going to get this out, and then I'm going to go and say hi to whoever's in here for a few minutes, because y'all been waiting in here for a little bit. I was noticing going back and forth, and then we're going to get started. So what I'm going to do is open the document that shows which documents are still going to be sealed, because we've already gone over the list of these for the second order. If you've been here for a while, then you saw that. You saw the list. You've read the list. You probably have a list on your phone because you look at all the documents yourself. Then I'm going to show you like the titles. We're going to open them up. We're going to look at them. We're going to skim through some of them. We're going to read the majority of them when it comes to like the smaller ones. But I maybe actually want to save that and just show you what we have, and then actually just start going through the evidence list. And this be redone and the trigger warning put up, and go through that document, all 28 pages of it. And then depending on how I feel after that, we might go through the entire state brief, because that goes with the exhibit. And it's only 7:30, so it's very possible that we will have time for that. Then we'll do the defense stuff separately. They don't have an exhibit list out. Earlier today, it was only showing me like maybe 4 documents, including the third order, but now it has like all of them. That's why I've like changed the title and stuff since I posted this. And I've had to like rethink what I was going to do, because I thought this was going to be like quick and easy. It was just going to be, hey, this is what's coming and this is the next order. But no, everything like actually released. So I'm having a little bit like to recalibrate a little bit. All right, I'm going to show you guys this real quick, this 28 pages, so that you guys can see exactly like what we're getting into here. Okay. It's, ooh, what in the world? Hold on, what is happening here? Okay. It's 28 pages of like little tiny print. So there's a lot of things listed here. There's stuff from the house itself there, and see, like, it's even like, I'm going to have to do this. It's stuff from the house itself. It's like all of the spatter that might have been seen. It's pictures of Kohberger's body, different things that were found, stuff that was found at the house, parts of the parents' house in Pennsylvania that they were going to have show up. Like, there's a lot on here. But again, there's also the wounds. And the wounds are like the most important part here because it's going to tell a better tale. It's just going to tell a better tale about what could have actually happened, because if they're supposed to try to make us believe at this point that maybe Ethan and Maddie were like the ones that were really asleep, then their wounds and stuff should show that. There shouldn't be like multiple wounds like somebody was fighting back, or at least there shouldn't be multiple wounds like somebody was like blocking stuff from coming. There shouldn't be certain things. So I feel like that's going to be the portion that's going to tell the majority of the story. But again, that's like a big trigger warning thing. And it's in here. There's a lot of stuff. And here it is right here. Like, there's a lot. It's autopsy information, but it's literally just like a label. It's not giving us the full-on info. It's just categorizing what the state actually planned to present. And, you know, what they've already told us, I'm not really too convinced we're going to find anything that's going to change anybody's mind here, because they have no working theory. Santa has continued to come out and say that they have no answers for anything. Everything is just a hypothesis. That's it. How much that's actually educationally based, I don't know. But for now, they're not giving us any answers to anything. So I don't know if this list is going to, again, change the needle to one way or the other, but it is at least going to be a definitive account for what they thought was important and was going to tell their narrative. And I feel like that's important to try to figure out where the frick everything went the way that it went, because the true evidence really just isn't making a lot of sense. Then again, this is 28 pages. 28 pages. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But we also have right here, we have the state's, no, is this the state's? Yes, this is the state's trial brief. It's 15 pages. And it basically gives like their introduction for what they were going to present, and then like how they were going to present everything. And then over here is the defense's trial brief, how they were going to present stuff. Now, when it comes to, let's see. When it comes to the stuff that's going to be unsealed, there's just a few of them. Well, not really a few of them. There's a good amount of them, actually. Holy shit, yeah. More than I thought. I only went to like the first page. There's like a lot of them, actually, that are not going to be completely unsealed, which I don't really quite understand why at this point. But then we also have the third order up here of the new amount of documents, the new label of documents that are supposed to be released right here. Oh God, there's so many. What number did they start it on? 88. And it goes down to 179. So this is like almost 100. Yeah, it's like 90 something. That's a lot. Okay. This is what we'll do here. This is the document about which ones we are getting released and the reasons and the names of the ones that they are keeping, you know, ixnayed for now. I'm not going to read all of it because we're about to go through the ones that are being unsealed, so there's like no reason to go through the entire list of these. What we're going to do is read the ones that are being withheld and look through the reasons why. And then we'll move on to the DNA one, because the wording in that one's really interesting. It's like one of those things to where, remember how we discussed how it doesn't really matter if the judge is like, whenever somebody says something that is maybe a little bit off to the left than what they needed to actually answer, but it sounds like it's important, but the judge is like telling the jury, you forget that you heard that, strike it from the record. And I've always said, and a bunch of people agree, you can't unring the bell, right? This document is a perfect example of them trying to do that, or what they were trying to do when it comes to jury instructions. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the jury instruction information in a live because, frankly, I don't really give a damn about the jury instructions. unless it's this one. So I want to go through it off camera and just go through the ones that like pop out, because the majority of it I know is going to be pretty standard. So I don't want to waste everybody's time, my time, your time, everybody's time to go through standard procedural type stuff. But specific things, this very specific thing especially, is very interesting. So if other things like that pop up in the jury instructions, I'll just do a video separately off to the side. So for now, let's go through these and see which ones they're going to actually be withholding and see the reasons why for now. This says, with regard to the following documents, actually, I'm going to make it bigger for you guys to be able to see it. Okay. It says, we're starting right here. With regards to the following documents, the court received objection by one or both parties to their unsealing. However, after considering the objections, the court finds no further justification under ICAR. There is a freaking fly in here. I don't understand why that's in here. That literally just popped up in here like 5 minutes ago. It hasn't been in here all day. It's probably a spy. FBI fly. I'm just kidding. I'm not crazy. I promise. I'm just joking. Okay. So they were going to not release these, but the court was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and release these anyway. So which ones are they going to keep? Okay. Documents to maintain sealed status. With regard to the following documents, the court received objection by one or both parties to their unsealing. Having considered the objections, the court agrees that their sealed status shall be maintained pursuant to ICAR 32I3A. And I looked that one up, and its summary for that is pretty simple and not really very specific at all. It basically just says anything that might endanger someone's life or contain any sort of sensitive information, and basically just protecting the individual's rights at the court's discretion. It's very just, honestly pretty generally stated. Okay, so the first one right here is the Exhibit S1 to state supplemental rebuttal disclosure for the penalty phase experts. It says this document contains sensitive and detailed confidential mental health information on the defendant and other individuals that has not been publicly disclosed. Okay, so on the exhibit list, you're going to see that, actually, is it the exhibit list? It's one of these lists. He wasn't the only one that they did some sort of psych eval on. They did like evaluations on his sisters and his parents. So when it talks about other individuals, I'm pretty positive it means his mom and dad and his sisters' psych evaluations that were also done. I'm going to assume. The release of this information into the public realm will be highly objectionable to a reasonable person, which outweighs the public's right to access. Thus, they shall remain sealed pursuant to that rule. I mean, I don't disagree. Everybody's business like that, the parents, the sisters, people that are not on trial, having their stuff out there like that is beyond. So I understand that. Okay. 523.25, defendant's evidence in support of offer of proof regarding alternate perpetrators. There is no reason other than they're trying to protect the names in it, and that should be it. There shouldn't be anything specific when it comes to what the state really wants or what the defense really wants. This should be literally based on something that is technically protocol, which is basically what they're quoting. This document contains numerous references to the names and other personal identifying information of proffered alternate perpetrators that could be used to identify them, the publication of which would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person. To preserve their privacy, continued sealing is appropriate under ICAR, and there's the rule. Now, I don't know if that's going to be like that forever. I don't disagree with them wanting to like hide the names, but why they can't just redact them and just give us the rest of it, I don't really quite get that, unless whatever's in there, and that's how it seems like it was going to be very pointed. Okay, there's no reason to think that we were not going to be able to figure it out, but to just not give us the information at all, I don't like that, especially now. Because if they really got their guy and whatever's in that document is complete bullshit, then what harm could it do? If anything, it would make people feel bad for those people, right? It wouldn't make them a target if it was all actually, everything went the way that it was supposed to go. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it, but I understand it at the same time. So I really can't argue about it or make a big deal about it because I get it. But at the same time, it's one of those catch-22 situations. Okay. Court minutes for the closed session from 5/15/25. There was multiple things that happened in May. I honestly can't even remember what they were. Let me look at the back end of my channel and see what hearings those were at the time, because I know I have them labeled. There's been so much. Okay, let's see, May. I know the January closed session, when we got those transcripts, that was interesting. There was a lot of info in there that we had no freaking clue about. Let's see. No, it's going to take forever. Of course it is. And my dog. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, no, I'm seeing y'all's comments. The whole family having like their like, yeah, I know. It's all there on a list regarding some Dr. Gage guy. We've done like a lot of live streams on these hearings. Hold on. Okay, in May, we had a pretrial hearing on May 15th. And then the special prosecutor for the gag order violation also took place. Yeah, it was just that was the situation, and then the pretrial conference. There was portions of that was closed. So I know it has to do with the alternate perpetrator stuff. They're just going to always seal all of that, I guess. We're just really just not going to get anything, which isn't really shocking, because here it is again. Defendant's offer of proof regarding alternate perpetrators. Document is replete with personal, intimate information about proffered alternate perpetrators that could be used to identify them, and the publication of which would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person. To preserve their privacy, the court finds sealing it appropriate. Yeah, well, I guess that's going to just be the answer the entire time. Let me get this back right. I had to make it bigger so that I can look at my labeling. Is that as big as I can make it? There's no way. Okay. And then we have Exhibit D to defendant's fourth supplemental response to discovery from April. This document identifies medical records for individuals other than the defendant. Again, it's probably the family. The release of this information into the public realm would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person, which outweighs the public's rights to access. The defense. So, see, I don't remember if it was the state or the defense's paper that had that listed. So I can't say this could be family. Could this actually be, if the defense is the one asking for this, could this be the victim's medical records from like the autopsy stuff maybe? I know that all the psych evaluation and all that other stuff is being talked about at this point, but I just don't know with it being them. But I guess the state would have done all the same testing. I mean, that was the whole point, was to match all the testing. Okay. Then we have the defense expert disclosure, Exhibit D7B from April 4th. Document identifies certain mental health information that is private and protected and therefore exempt. Further release of this information would be highly objectionable. Okay. Okay, so these are going to be unsealed but redacted. Okay, so defendant's amended phase 2 mitigation witness list. We saw that. I don't even need to read that. We saw that. We went through that already. Like a couple days ago. That was like the last documents that we got. So then 5.5, the defendant's phase 2 mitigation witness list, and then it says redacted again. Isn't it the same thing? Oh yeah, that's the amended one. That was the other one. Okay, yeah. We just read the amended one, the last one that they sent in, because that was like the final one. 42525, Hurwitz declaration in support of motion of examination. Exhibit S3 and S4 to this document are reports issued by defendant's mental health experts containing confidential mental health information to defendant and other individuals that has not been publicly disclosed. The release of this information into the public realm would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person. These two exhibits shall be redacted in full to ICAR, the same rule that we just read. Redacted in full. Well, that just means that you're sealing it, right? Isn't redacted in full the same thing as, oh, they're just going to keep it sealed? Come on now. That's the exact same thing. Okay. Defendant's phase 1 lay witness list. Document will be redacted consistent with number 46 Supra. I don't honestly know what the hell that means. I noticed it on another part too with number 46. Is number 46 right here? Okay. Number 46 document. So the way that they ended up redacting the witness lists, they're going to do that for all of them, except for this one where it's going to be redacted in full, like pointless. Okay. So that's the end of that one. And the trigger warning is up. Okay. So this first one is the series 1 photographs. Now, if you guys missed what I said yesterday, there's a channel on Twitter that goes, what is this? Like all in 4 spiral or 4. I will put the link up. I can't remember how their name goes on Twitter, but they have a very, very well put together website that I'll repost the link for that has all of the photos from MPD, not just the few of them that were sprinkled out here from mainstream, but she's got them, he or she, I don't know. They have them on this website and they have all of them. So the majority of these that we're going to see like on this list right here are on that website. We're going to go through them eventually here because again, they've got all of them. But I'll get that reposted so you guys can go over there and see that. I gave it to you guys yesterday, but I'll find it again in my notes and repost it. Okay. So this is the photographs that the state was going to be submitting as trial evidence. I'm not going to read the exhibit numbers. I'm just going to read what it is. Okay. And now if you want, listen to me clear. If you want to try to FOIA any of this information yourself, not only take, I don't know if I put this in the chat because I'm kind of all over the place with everything I'm trying to show you guys. This is the link to this actual document. But if you are trying to FOIA any of this stuff yourself and you're just like taking notes as I'm reading it off the screen, when you see an exhibit number or you see the baits and description, write that down in your notes because the more specific you are to their actual categories, the way they put their categories together, the easier it will be for you to get your information. So keep note of all the numbers on things, especially. Okay. This is going to be most likely, like I said, Snyder's photos. We do see that walkthrough and that body cam. So you'll probably honestly kind of like see this walkthrough in your head as we're going through them. This is all so far going to be 1122. The front exterior, the rear exterior. So the front door with the numbers and then the sliding glass door. Main floor towards west bedroom. Main floor, west bedroom, Xana. Main floor, west bedroom, Ethan. Third floor, east bedroom, Kaylee Goncalves and Maddie Mogen. Third floor, east bedroom, Kaylee Goncalves and Maddie Mogen close up. Main floor, kitchen sliding door with it open. Third floor, west bedroom, Murphy on the bed. Now, the picture that we did see was at some point after Murphy must have gotten off the bed and gotten under Kaylee's desk. And then it says third floor, west bedroom, the kennel. Third floor, west bedroom, front and west side, west yard, north side of front yard, entryway, front door towards west first floor room, front door towards bathroom, first floor with stairs, first floor bedroom on the west, and there's 2 more for that. First floor bathroom, east side, no, bedroom, east side, Bethany. Locked door, first floor. That's the one that has the like water heater stuff in it or whatever. It's the utility type room that has the Team Idaho management key. First floor bedroom, east side Bethany, 3 times, 3 different photos. So 4 altogether it shows with her name. Second floor living room, second floor facing west, Xana Kernodle. Second floor living room towards stairs, kitchen, knife on beer pong table. Second floor facing west, Xana Kernodle. And there is a clear shot picture of the knife on that website. You know what? I'm just going to get it real quick. I know it's like at the bottom of my favorites list. But while I'm reading this off, if y'all want to click on this and scroll down to where it shows the pictures, you can sort of get like a visual while I'm reading off the list. There's the website right there. It's very organized. It's really easy to go through. It's very well labeled. Okay, just seeing this right here, just like I'm visualizing the photo that they have on the website, and it's just easier for you guys to just have that. Okay, second floor facing west, Xana Kernodle. Second floor bathroom, 2 more for that one. Second floor west bedroom, Xana, another one. One of Xana's closets, another picture of Xana, another picture of Ethan. And then the second floor west bedroom, foot of the bed. And then the bedroom table. And then the ping pong table. Third floor stairs. And then Dylan's bedroom, 3 pictures. The kitchen, second floor utility closet. So that would be the one under the stairs that lead up to the 3rd floor. 2 more of the kitchen with the window with the handprints. Then the window screen that was on the ground. 3rd floor stairwell, 3rd floor landing, 3rd floor landing east. Kaylee's bedroom, 3 pictures from Kaylee's bedroom. And then the 3rd floor landing facing east again. 3rd floor bathroom, 3rd floor southeast bedroom door, which is Maddie's. There's like the spots that we saw on Maddie's door. 3rd floor southeast bedroom of Maddie's. 3rd floor southeast bedroom Maddie, and it's Maddie and Kaylee in the bed. And then pictures of above the bed where Maddie is, or just above the bed in general, and then of her floor and her closet and her desk. And then vehicles parked by 1112 King Road, a black Ford truck, a silver Ford SUV. And then at 620 Taylor, they have Dylan, Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, Xana, and Bethany. What is that? Is that the White's Apartments address? Possibly. I don't honestly know the address to the Whites specifically, but it does look like it is the one of the apartment complexes. It just says Taylor Avenue Apartments. I guess that's the same ones. That's probably the photo of everybody all together that Hunter Johnson took, like the infamous photo. I'm pretty sure that's like the infamous photo. Because like here, I'll show y'all like what it looks like. Because I just don't remember the addresses to that stuff. Yeah. Because Taylor's right here. Yeah, the apartments are like right there on Taylor Avenue. It's the ones that like now you can't see them. You can't see what they look like because Google took it back to 2007. So I'm pretty sure that's like the picture of everybody together. That would make the most sense because they did also show that like at the hearings afterwards. Okay, so now we're at the main floor. East bedroom poster boards overview. East bedroom bottom of poster board 1. East bedroom middle of poster board 1. East bedroom top of poster board. East bedroom bottom poster board. East bedroom middle poster board. East bedroom top of poster board 2. And then it says Lakeland McComas and Bethany Funk, and it says 1122 King Road. So what of them? A picture of them all together? Because Lakeland is the girl that went. See, this is why it's like confusing about where this all happened or how this all ended up going. Because LM is the initials of the girl that also left with Maddie and Kaylee with Eric Gower to go to the Corner Club. We don't know what time she split from them at the Corner Club and then somehow ended up with Bethany and Dylan because she was also there before the girls got home. She apparently left within just like minutes of the girls getting back. And apparently as she was walking from 1122 King Road, the 15 or so minutes down to where she apparently lives, was it 15 minutes? Something like that. When she left to walk home, she said she didn't see Maddie and Kaylee outside. So I guess that is another thing that I kind of like forget that she's apparently, again, the girl that left with them at like 10 something to go to the Corner Club. And then somehow she ended up with Dylan and Bethany back at the house. Was she the one that was going to be moving in with them? Maybe. Oh, thank you for the $9.99, Wit. Except a few of those cars show next door to the Jeep or in the body cam but not in the pics they took going around of all the cars. One thing that was in my email. Oh, I know. I haven't even had a chance to go through and look at all that, girl. You've got so much information there. I need to like sit down and really read it. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that went back and forth with all of that. So I know that I need to like sit down and look at all that stuff. Welcome, Jeff. Welcome. Yeah, the only thing I can think is that's something that we need to find out. When she split from Kaylee and Maddie, even though it might not even matter, but it might. I don't know. When did she split from Kaylee and Maddie at the corner club? Because isn't she also the one who told us the thing about the airplane bottles? Because isn't her report also the one where like Eric was asked about his wife and newborn baby, and he was like, "Oh, best weekend ever. They're out of town. Being a dad's so hard." Oh, isn't that report? Isn't it that report? Hers. Yeah, I'd love to know when she broke up from Maddie and Kaylee and got there. Because eventually Dylan and Bethany end up at Sigma Chi. Does Lakeland also go to Sigma Chi? We need more timeline information. We need a lot more timeline information. I'm going to assume this is a picture. And I'm going to also assume that this is a picture because, I mean, it all says it's photos. But it'd be like them at the house probably because it says it's at the address. But I'm wondering what time. Dylan's story is that she got home sometime between like 1:15 and 1:45-ish, I think. Or like all three of them were there between 1:15 and 1:45, but then we know that the girls apparently didn't get home until 1:56. But even that, like, we can kind of go off the timestamps from Kaylee's phone and the grub truck stuff, but I can't really trust anything that the Goncalveses have said at this point when it comes to having a camera footage that actually shows the girls getting out of the car, because that's how they've insinuated it for a long time. We've talked about this like very recently here in the last couple of videos. I just don't know. I feel like they were just looking at a car coming into the neighborhood and they never really saw anything. It's so hard to know anymore. There's so much missing information. Okay. So then we have Lakeland and Dylan, and then it says Dylan Mortensen on couch with no text. So does that mean that this is a picture of Dylan, but then like the word no is like on the picture itself? Or maybe it was sent to somebody with no as an answer? Okay. Eric Gower text message with Kaylee starting at 8:40. Okay. And then 1:45 is whenever it starts back up again. And remember, we were told that he was on the clock for Uber up until like 1:15, and then he signed off the app. That's what's in the report. I don't remember if they said that he was active on Uber when he picked them up, but it was still like a private driver. He didn't charge them like Uber, it sounded like. So it sounds like she messaged him at 8:40, and he didn't get there to pick them up until like 10 something. After 10:30, I feel like it was after 10:30. I don't remember the exact time. I have it on a spreadsheet, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. And then there's pictures of his Prius, the front, the driver's side, passenger side. I wonder how long it took for him to get all his little airplane bottles of liquor out of his car before the cops started taking pictures everywhere. Okay, autopsy photo of everybody in their body bags, and then in their body bags sealed up and zipped. Pictures of them just in general, and then it says they took pictures of top and front and back, the top, front and back, pants front and back, and then it says Kaylee wearing sock, and then just okay, so they took a picture of her wearing a sock, and then two separate pictures of each sock, I guess, and then pictures of her pants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pictures of her shirt, Kaylee's shirt. Then we have Xana's under stuff, the front and the back of it, and then her shirt. She was in a gray long sleeve sweater, if I remember correctly. Front and back of that as well. 4 different pictures of Ethan's socks. Then we have some drone footage that they have added in here. West side of parking lot, residence area, residence area, residence area with upper parking lot, residence area with 500 Queen Road apartments, drone area with Willenta Drive, drone King Road, Taylor Avenue, Willenta, King Road, Taylor Avenue, Willenta again, top of residence with the view of upper lot, exterior north side, exterior west side porch and deck, exterior backyard, The view of 1122 King Road from upper lot. I guess that parking lot back there. Behind the tree line. Is that what that means? Exterior south side of residence, north entrance, first floor, FOIA, stairs, and bathroom. First floor, door to west bedroom, doorknob and lock, external front door, west bedroom doorway, west bedroom bed, west bedroom south wall, west bedroom northeast corner. The bed being in there, isn't that Bethany's on the west side? Oh, hold on. It's flipped north. Yeah. Yeah. It's her bedroom on the west side. Okay, so then the first floor bathroom west wall, first floor bathroom west wall, bathroom toilet, hallway looking east from bathroom door, east bedroom bed, first floor east bedroom bed. What? There's a bed in the basement room? Huh. I didn't realize there was beds in both bedrooms downstairs. I thought only Bethany's had a bed. Unless it had a bed. Yes, there was. Interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a bed in the spare room. Did it belong to the girl that was supposed to be moving in? Because they mentioned that in the interview too, that, which I didn't know, that they had somebody moving in. I mean, it would make sense since Kaylee was moving out, but I didn't know that they had already knew. Yeah, I didn't remember. See, y'all remember. I didn't remember. Okay, so there's a bed in the spare room. Okay, so they took pictures of that. I'm guessing there wasn't anything on it. Because I don't think that we saw, well, then maybe not. They're taking pictures of it to submit it as evidence for a reason. Or maybe it's just locational. I don't know. Because I guess when we read the trial brief, maybe they'll have some more information in there for that. But then again, isn't that also where that pink and green jacket was that they asked back because it had blood on it that there was a bunch of questions about? Wasn't in the spare bedroom? Okay. Yeah, we still have to go back through that stuff too. Okay. The stairs up to the second floor. And then we have the east wall, living room, south wall, living room, southwest corner, living room looking west, living room looking to west bedroom, bathroom door, bathroom, southwest corner, bath, shower, bathroom, south wall, bathroom, west wall, northwest corner and hallway, west bedroom from outside doorway, west bedroom looking northwest, west looking northwest with ceiling, west bedroom looking north, second floor west bedroom looking southeast, second floor west bedroom overview, Xana Kernodle close up of right leg. Is this where? No, not yet. It doesn't start yet. Wasn't it her left foot that they put a bag on? Not both, but wasn't it just her left foot? I'm still wondering what that was about. Okay. Second floor, west bedroom, end of bed. Second floor, west bedroom, south wall. Second floor, west bedroom, foot of bed. Second floor, west bedroom, Ethan Chapin on bed, covers over legs. Second floor, west bedroom, Ethan Chapin on bed, covers removed. Second floor, west bedroom, Ethan Chapin on bed, covers removed, close up of injury. Second floor, west bedroom, Ethan Chapin on the bed, west bedroom, edge of bed to floor. This is all Xana's. There's no reason for me to keep saying second floor, west bedroom. It's Xana's bedroom for now. Ethan Chapin on the bed. Second floor, Ethan Chapin, leg injury. Then they have Ethan in the body bag. Ethan on right side on the body bag. West bedroom, north wall. So now they're still in Xana's room. Okay. West bedroom, north wall. The closet, 2 pictures of the closet, the desk, Xana Kernodle's ID on her desk, door and plate on floor. Plate on floor, like she took her food out and put it on a plate and ate it on a plate inside the room. Okay. I mean, I'll buy that more than I'll buy, some other things. That makes more sense to me. Okay. West bedroom looking east down hallway. Second floor living room from the west. Second floor living room, knife on beer pong table. Second floor, south wall, living room, doorway to hall. Second floor, staircase to third floor. Second floor, east bedroom through the doorway. East bedroom, southeast corner. This is Dylan's now. East bedroom, southwest corner. East bedroom, north wall and closet. East bedroom between bed and south wall. East bedroom, ID on table. Hallway from doorway of east bedroom. Hallway showing stairs, storage room, and kitchen. Looking west into kitchen. Kitchen southwest corner, southeast corner. Kitchen northeast corner and hall. Kitchen table and south window. Kitchen handprints on south window. Second floor staircase to third floor. Landing between second and third floor. Landing and steps to third floor. So unless, like, is there not stuff on these things? Like, I'm guessing, again, it's just, like, to give them a layout of the house. Because these are photographs that they plan to present, right? So they were going to just, like, bombard them with a whole bunch of photos and then a dollhouse and expect them to understand the layout. This is why I'm, like, really disappointed in how the 3D farrowing stuff went, because I really thought that it was going to be like they wore a VR set and could walk through. Like, it sounded like it was going to be a 3D virtual experience where they could literally walk through the entire house, go up the stairs, walk around. It's a lot of pictures to throw at a jury that don't have spatter, that don't have anything related to the crime on them, and are simply just, hey, look at the house. Because that's what it sounds like. This is a lot of stuff. And not a lot of it besides, like, the pictures of the victims themselves seem like they make sense for why they're being shown, because there's nothing specific. It's just a lot. It's a lot of damn pictures. Because see, like, this one says there's blood spatter. This one says there's blood transfer. So everything I've read up until now, besides the ones that are of the victims themselves, are of just the house. It just seems like a lot. Okay. Okay, Dylan's ID on the table. Hallway from doorway, east bedroom. Hallway showing stairs, storage room, kitchen. Okay, southeast corner. Kitchen, northeast corner, and hall. Kitchen table and south window. Kitchen handprints on south window, which, okay, so this must be like a secondary batch, a second date, because we've read this one here already, I think. Second floor staircase to third floor. Landing between second and third floor. Landing and steps to third floor. Top of second to third floor stairway. Doorway to third floor west bedroom. Third floor west bedroom, southwest corner. The east wall. The northeast corner behind the door where the kennel was. So this is Kaylee's room. Third floor hallway looking east. Bathroom from doorway, bathroom, toilet, and shower, bathroom looking west, hallway looking southwest, east bedroom doorway. So now we're in Maddie's room. East bedroom, foot of bed, looking east, south wall and closet, northwest corner and door. Victims in the bed, and then them in the bed again, but this one has their names in it. Then the floor, the door in the floor, door in the wall, looking west, close up of spatter. Third floor, east bedroom door, blood transfer. They did say that on two doors, like Xana's door and Maddie's door, there was like a smudge. I do remember that very specific thing in Talbot's report. There was like a smudge of blood about his shoulder height, Talbot's shoulder height, on the door frame of, I believe it's Xana's room. Is it Xana's room or is it the bathroom right there? I don't remember specifically, but it's definitely a smudge on one of those, and then again on Maddie's, and it's like the same height. So it's like it transferred from somebody's shoulder or something like that. That's what I mean. There's like a lot of these up until we get to like, oh, now we have spatter. Now we have the bodies. It's like, damn. Oh, no, we get to stuff about the K-bar. But I honestly know if there's pictures of it on this list, because I didn't look through everything, but there is portions of this that do mention it. But I mean, yeah, so far we've gone through, you know, all of that, and they don't have it in the pictures up here. So yeah, you're right. Okay, so now we have kitchen. See, now we're already out of Maddie's room, and they haven't mentioned anything. So yeah, and notice we've already had a picture of Ethan where they have taken one with the blanket on him and then taken another one with the blanket removed. We don't see the exact same thing happening here. And we heard from that retired FBI guy that apparently worked on the case that they removed the blanket and then saw the knife sheath. So yeah, we should technically see something that relates to that in here. And so far, no. And it looks like we're about to get into the stuff from Kohberger's apartments. So yeah, nothing about the sheath. Jesus. Okay. So now we have the kitchen. Jack-in-the-Box bag, table south wall, the bag again on the counter with contents on counter, kitchen microwave. Jack-in-the-Box fries on top of the microwave. Then we have a power cord, floor 1, west bedroom, northwest wall. And then a floor 3, west bedroom, upper shelf closet, another power cord. Okay, so yeah, we're getting like electronics and stuff. We have read some of this stuff already. Okay. Black cell phone, floor 3, west bedroom, closet, floor, and GoPro card location. Cell phone, black, floor 3, west bedroom, closet, floor, marker 3. GoPro SD card, marker 4. Note from floor 2, east bedroom, a note. I wonder what that was, because that's Dylan's room. Diary from floor 2, east bedroom. Again, Dylan's room. Why was the state going to present diary evidence from Dylan's room if she was never in the room again after the time of the crime? Considering it's the state, I don't know what the hell that could be about. Okay. That's got my attention. All right. Blue Honda glove box, iPhone and glove box. Vava portable speaker, floor 2, west bedroom, north wall. Blue UE portable speaker. Black JBL portable speaker. Fire stick from floor 3. Kindle from floor 3. Canon IV photo printer. Fire stick from floor 1, east bedroom. Beer can. Yeah, we saw quite a bit of that stuff on the stairs. JanSport backpack in the living room. I can see that one in my head. Yeah, beer can empty on floor 1, east bedroom. Beer can open but full. Floor 1, east bedroom. Kitchen floor by the door. Kitchen counter and sink. Kitchen east end of countertop. Lower stairway from first to second floor. Lower stairway from first to second floor. Exterior of apartment. Okay, now we're at Kohberger's apartment. So yeah, we went through the whole thing at the house and nothing about the sheath yet. I know that there are things about the sheath and certain like purchase histories from Amazon listed in here as we go down, because again, 28 pages and we're only on the end of page 6, so it's coming. But yeah, we just went through the entire thing at the house and nothing about the knife sheath. Nothing about the knife sheath. Interesting. Can y'all still see the numbers? Because I needed to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. Okay, so we have gone through extensively. And as a matter of fact, I'll give y'all this right now. We have documentation, or actually I'll give you the link. We have documentation from Pennsylvania for the inventory list that they took stuff from his parents' house. This is it right here. This is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania website. It's pretty much like their case of interest website that Idaho has, but for Pennsylvania. Scroll around towards the bottom down there. It's one of the original ones from December. I'm pretty sure that it's search warrant B, or it might be the one that says search warrant home and authorization. It's one of the two, but it has a full list. But just be mindful of the fact that it says see FBI inventory exhibit or FBI inventory list, because it wasn't them that did it. Just like the feds literally did everything else. The feds are the ones that inventoried everything that came from his parents' house. So when it comes to his apartment, this is the one for Pullman. This is going to be everything that they inventoried from his apartment. That's what we're going through here. And now I've given you both because we are going to get to a list of stuff that was taken from Pennsylvania. This is everything. This is Idaho, Pennsylvania, Washington. This is everything put together. That's why it's so long. So now y'all have those links. Y'all can go in and check all those things out right now. But again, this one right here is 166 pages of the stuff that came from Washington, his apartment, the search warrants, the stuff where we learned about Dawn Daniels and her bullshit with the DNA samples from the apartment, all the things. It's all in there. So if y'all want to look at that one, there's no pictures, but we do have the pictures again from the Idaho State Police Department of his apartment. If you want to pull those up while we are going over that, here's the link for ISP's portal where you guys can go in and look at the photos. There's 1, 2, 3 separate filings of photographs. I don't remember which one has the apartment photos for Kohberger's apartment, but they're in there. We've gone over them. Okay. Exterior. This is again at 1630 Northeast Valley. This is the, what were they called? Now I can't remember the name of his damn apartments. I see the G. Steptoe Apartments? Is that right? Steptoe Apartments? I can see the G in my head. That looks like a damn Freemasonry sign. But yeah, I see the G in my head above his apartments. I think it's Steptoe Apartments. Okay. 1630 Northeast Valley, the exterior of the apartment. Living room, front door, closet, living room, TV cabinet, close-up of TV cabinet, contents of the TV cabinet, meaning all those books that he was told to buy on Amazon that were going to cost him $100 that people try to say were proof that he was a serial killer or some shit. Yeah, all of that content. Living room to kitchen. The kitchen, primary bedroom, primary closet floor, second bedroom, the bathroom, east wall sink and shower. Documents found in living room closet. Black glove from north wall living room closet. Walmart and Marshall's receipts from marker 2 and 3. We've seen those. We've seen those now in the actual ISP documents. And it turns out that, again, if you've been here, you know this, that the coveralls and the Dickies tag and all the bullshit that everybody's been acting crazy about was a beanie. It's a beanie, not a coverall, not a murder outfit. It's a beanie, and like a brown one at that. It's not even black. They only have like 2 colors. It's either brown or gray. And then like my local store also had a pink option, but it was out of stock. It's a little $12 beanie. That's all that it was. Okay. Vacuum closet in the living room. Broom and closet with hair, which again, they've tested all the hairs, even the animal hair that was in his apartment, and none of it matched to the victims, and none of it didn't match to Murphy. The animal hair didn't match to Murphy. Okay, close-up of the broom. Fire stick and cord from living room. Hair strands from bedroom. Computer pad, primary bedroom. Hair strand from computer pad. Yeah, we saw that already. We saw the pictures of all that stuff. Pillow from bedroom. Pillow close-up with hair strand. Computer tower from bedroom. Office. Okay, so at his office, they took a bunch of pictures. There was actually more photos of his office area, his shared office space at WSU, than I really thought that there would be, because they acted like there was literally nothing there. But his whole freaking name is written on the freaking dry erase board, like right next to the Korean that's on the dry erase board. It's like right above his office area. So they didn't collect any evidence from it, but there was more pictures than I thought there would be. And it's definitely not just these 2, but they were only going to submit 2 at trial. And it's just like, hey, here's his office. It's really all it was. Okay. So now we're back to 1122 King Road, and we're seeing. Okay. Yeah, we're seeing a couple more things here. Okay. So we're seeing a shoe print in the west yard. Window. Front doorknob. A picture of Xana. Marker 7 close up, which is Xana. They had labeled it marker 7 or something on Xana. Xana Kernodle's phone. And then the phone close up. A picture of her computer. Ethan Chapin's lower what? Lower leg injury, I guess. They didn't finish the sentence. Ethan Chapin, leg injury. Ethan Chapin again. Ethan Chapin uncovered with the cell phone. So I guess that's another thing was the gray phone was found next to Xana. A pink phone was found on the bed next to Ethan. But was the phone covered up with the blanket that Ethan was covered up with, or was it on top of the blanket, or just not around the blanket? I'd like to know that. Because just the fact that apparently both the girls were covered up and Ethan was covered up, but Xana wasn't, and she was in her undies on the ground, just all the way exposed. I don't know if that's like a statement, but it's interesting to know that 3 out of the 4 victims were covered up, and that's usually a sign of something. When they cover their victims, it's usually a sign of something. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. Okay. Ethan Chapin, left leg close up. Laptop computer in Madison Mogen's room. Close up of Madison Mogen's computer. Maddie Mogen's cell phone. Cell phone close up. I guess it would be Maddie's. They didn't put marker 13 right here, but yeah. Oh, here we go. Knife sheath on bed. We finally got it right here. It is number 2790. And then it says close up of sheath showing straps. Sheath in place. Sheath in place. Sheath in place. Close up of front of sheath. And then close up of Maddie. Close up of Maddie. Blanket on bed. Okay. So page 7 is the one that mentions the first pictures of the knife sheath. Now, this is like the second telling of King Road pictures in this. Isn't it like the third time we've seen? What page is this? Number 7. Okay. So we went through these, and then it moved down to stuff about Eric Gower and stuff about the autopsy. And then we had the second set of 1122. And then it broke off to his apartment, went back to 1122. Okay. So whose pictures are these? Are these Moscow PDs or are these ISPs? Because nothing in anything that Moscow Police Department has filed or shown us shows anything about the sheath at the scene. But here we finally have something here. It's not a visual, but it's something. Okay. Blanket on the bed. Comforter in Madison Mogen's bed. Maddie Mogen and Kaylee Goncalves is on their backs. Madison Mogen and Kaylee Goncalves without the comforter. Cell phone near Kaylee Goncalves on the bed. See, I thought they said that her cell phone was behind her head on the pillow. But I guess, is the phone next to her actually Maddie's? No, because Maddie Mogen's cell phone is up here. So if this is saying the phone next to Kaylee or near Kaylee, that it couldn't have been literally behind her head, in between her head and the pillow, the way that it's sort of been described recently. That's different. Close up of vape pen by Kaylee. That's the same vape pen we're supposed to, believe is Jack's, that she was calling him back to back and back to back to back to back to back for. That one. Knife on beer pong table. That's the one from Hunter Johnson. Basement main floor stairwell, south wall, west end. Second floor stairwell showing marker 27, 23, and 24. Second floor marker 23. Close up basement main floor stairwell, north wall, west end. Basement to main floor stairwell, middle north wall. Suspected blood on basement to main floor stairwell, north wall. I don't think this is worded correctly. Suspected blood on basement to main floor stairwell wall. I think this is supposed to say handrail. Isn't this should be saying handrail, right? Because for it to say basement to main floor stairwell north wall, that doesn't make sense. I think this is supposed to say handrail because it's talking about the stairs. Well, then it says basement again right here. Basement to main floor. Okay, so they're talking about the bottom floor to the second floor. Okay, so this is the blood from the north wall. This is the blood that would have been right above the handrail then. Okay, I'm putting the word in the wrong spot in my brain for where I thought it should be. Okay, so when they say basement, they technically mean the first floor. They should probably say that technically because somebody did live down there and it's not really a basement. That's where the front door is. Okay, so then second floor. Okay, middle of living room, half wall. Suspected blood on half wall. Yeah, we did notice that. We did notice that they had taken spots from that half wall that leads down like the stairwell, that little half wall, and it leads to Xana's room, that there was blood on that wall. Living room, half wall, further west, suspected blood. Half wall, further west, suspected blood. Second floor, half wall. Basement, main wall, stairwell, west wall. Basement, which means first floor. Main wall, stairwell, west wall, suspected blood. So there was blood on the first floor? There's blood on the first floor. Why is there blood on the first floor? The only person that we know that ran from the crime scene floors to the bottom floor where this blood is apparently being seen is Dylan. So why is there blood on the first floor? Okay. So when they say basement is first floor, when they say main floor, it's second floor. So now we're moving up to the second floor. Main floor hallway outside of west bedroom. Main floor hallway outside of west bedroom. Main floor hallway north wall. Main floor hallway north wall suspected blood. Main floor west bedroom east wall light switch. And then on the east wall light switch suspected blood. Hold on a minute. Isn't that Dylan's room? Hold on. I'm going to go back up here where they have Xana's room listed. Xana's room is the west bedroom. Why is there blood on Dylan's light switch? Dylan wouldn't have had to just walked in blood. She would have had to touch it with her freaking hands. You don't turn on the light with your feet? I mean, I guess you could. Oh, I have the wrong one highlighted. It's this one right here. East wall. There is no reason for Dylan to have blood on her light switch. That idiot's known that since the memorial. He's known. He's such a damn fool. No. This is ridiculous. So she's what, in her room with blood on her hands, turning off her light switch and taking the blood with her as she goes downstairs? Because that doesn't make sense. The only other way that makes sense is if the perpetrator or perpetrators had blood on them as they went out the front door and somehow were in Dylan's room and she doesn't remember. And that's just not logical. No, they're not. Xana's is the west. Notice right underneath it, it talks about the west bedroom. That's Xana's. This is Dylan's. Okay. So we're going to switch out of Dylan's room and go to the west bedroom. Light switch. South wall in bed. South wall. West bedroom, south wall. West bedroom, south wall. West bedroom, west wall. Side table. Side of bed and end table. Close up of blood. West bedroom, west wall. West bedroom, west wall, bed and end table. West bedroom, end table. The floor marker. West wall near the mirror. We know that they had blurred the mirror out in Xana's room. And then we have the desk. We have the west wall close up. West wall near the mirror. The desk. Again, the desk. The door. The bedroom door. Main floor, west bedroom door. West bedroom door and floor. west bedroom floor, floor entry to west bedroom, main floor hallway, south wall, main floor hallway, close up, main floor hallway, south wall, table and living room, and then a stain on the table in the living room, kitchen floor, main floor to second floor stairwell, half wall, second floor to third floor stair rail. I don't remember them telling us that they had anything on the stair rail, and I guess maybe at the end of the day they tested stuff and it didn't. Or maybe they're just like taking a picture of it just to take a picture of it, but I don't see why they would need to. So many of these that don't have blood or a victim's name just seem, again, just like it's a lot being put in people's faces. But then again, that was the PCA, right? A lot of information that didn't really tell much. That's where all the questions really started. I guess they're keeping a theme. Second floor to third floor stair rail, marker 41. It's a marker though, and they're doing things close up. So obviously there's something there from the second to third floor on the stair rail. But the stair rail from the second to the first floor, I thought that's where the unknown blood was. The unknown male blood. That's what we were told in the other documents, that it was on the first to the second floor. But this is the stairwell where they're taking multiple photos. Like, look, that's 5. It has to be something. There's got to be a reason, and they just don't have it in here for some reason. And especially taking them close up. You're taking them close up for something. Third floor, east bedroom door and frame. Third floor, east bedroom door and frame. East bedroom door open. East bedroom door and frame with the ruler. East bedroom western wall. Third floor, east bedroom, north and east walls and bed. East bedroom, north wall and bed. East bedroom, north and east wall. East bedroom, east wall. East bedroom, east wall and bed. East bedroom, east wall. Third floor, east bedroom, east wall. East bedroom, closet and north wall. Closet and north wall. Closet, north wall. This marker 46, there's got to be something here. They're taking multiple pictures of it. It's not saying that it's blood spatter, but it's got to be something on the wall, in the closet, around the closet. Bedroom floor near the bed, another one. Bedroom door edge. Bedroom east wall and shelf. Bedroom second floor hallway, east wall and doorway. Second floor hallway, east wall, camera on living room table. Second floor bedroom, desk and laptop. Desk drawer, Xana Kernodle's passport. Third floor east bedroom, desk and contents. Close up of desks and contents. Madison Mogen's driver's license and desk drawer. Third floor west bedroom dresser. Kaylee Goncalves' driver's license and visa. Kaylee Goncalves' desk and laptop. Kaylee Goncalves' laptop. Laptop in... Oh, for some reason, I thought I read that wrong. Okay. Laptop in box, third floor, west bedroom. Another computer. Toilet and garbage can on main floor. Garbage can in bathroom, main floor. There's a blue latex glove. So they want us to maybe believe that the person who went in there and did that left a whole glove in the bathroom? Is that why they're taking that? That'd be real damn dumb. First floor desk and computer. First floor bedroom, in table, shelf, and laptop. First floor, in table and contents. Bethany Funk's driver's license and student ID. Main floor west bedroom desk. Main floor west bedroom desk. Blue powder. We've read that already. Glass and metal table against west wall in living room. Suspected blood on living room west wall. Floor 3, west bedroom, west wall. Floor 3, west bedroom, west wall, close up. West bedroom, west wall, marker 6. Oh, there's something. They could be, a little bit more specifics, give us more information. Marker 1, potential hair stain. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. North hallway, floor 2. Stair rail between floors 1 and 2. Stair rail between floors 1 and 2. Okay, there's something there apparently because they're doing close-ups of stuff. All right. Swab of stain, bottom of handrail between floors 1 and 2, marker B. Close-up of marker B. Swab of stain, bottom of handrail between floors 1 and 2, marker C. Swab of stain, bottom of handrail between floors 1 and 2, marker C, close up. Swab of stain, bottom of handrail between floors 1 and 2, marker C, close up with measuring tape. Another swab from the north side of the half wall on floor 2. Another swab, same spot, and then they're doing close-up stuff. Top half wall of second floor, top half wall of second floor again, and then again, and then again. They took multiples of the same spot. Then they have swab from living room table, second floor, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and one of them is blood. Okay, so when it's talking about the living room table, does it mean the little night table, like the nightstand looking type small table that's next to the couch, or does it mean the ping pong table? Because there's a little table, if I can remember correctly, there's a little table. Is there a little table next to the couch? My brain is seeing like a little table next to the couch, but maybe I'm just thinking that because there's like cords and stuff all over the place. Let me see. I'm going to have to get a specific answer. Like I'm going to have to know before I move on. So let me pull up that website I was telling you guys about because I know all the pictures are on there. Okay. See, this is what it looks like if you go to that website. I'll pop it in here one more time. So that you guys can go hang out over there if you want to. But this is like the photos. I know they have pictures of like everything in here. I just need to like verify because my brain is seeing one, but that doesn't mean it's true. Here we go. So no, there's like an ottoman thingy. Yeah, there's a thing right here. Okay, right here, right next to the couch. That's the other side. Hold on, let me see if I can get a better picture. See how there's like this one of the knife sheath. I mean of the knife like straight up. Let me see if I can find a different picture of the living room because okay, right here, yeah. Yeah. So is there blood here on this table, or are they talking about the ping pong table? Because just because they've got these nasty little stains on this table doesn't mean this is blood. So is it here or is it here? I would like more specifics, please. I would like more specifics, please. I really would. Okay. Then we have floor 2 hallway swab from south wall, marker G. Floor 2 hallway swab from south wall. Hallway swab from south wall, second floor, hallway. So they have G and H. They're taking multiple pictures of these. They seem to be pretty close together. Another one, south wall, second floor. And then they have the markers for these two. Close-ups again. A hair on north wall, second floor. They're putting, it looks like maybe I'm going to assume that these markers mean that it's like a blood spot. I'm going to assume that because they're saying it sometimes, and in some of them they're not. And if it's not blood, what you swabbing it for, so I'm just going to assume that. So does that mean that this is like a spot of blood and a hair together, like somebody hit their head on a wall? Why does it look like my camera is shaking everywhere? Like, is that what this is supposed to be? Like somebody, like, it's a head injury type situation where it's mixed up together? Because that's sort of what it seems like when they put marker I and number 1 with the hair together like that. Okay, south wall, second floor with marker 2, hair close up. East wall, stairs between 2 floors and 3, marker J, blue post-it. A blue post-it? I wonder what that says. Okay. And then it just says marker J, but that also is between, like, it's these east wall stairs between floors 2 and 3. Okay. Then we have east wall stairs between floors 2 and 3. Again, the same thing. Blue post-it, close up. It's on here more than once. Okay. South end, half wall between floors 2 and 3, marker K, and then a K again, close up of K. And then they put L and M together, markers L and M. Marker L is a stain, marker L close up, so they must think this is like a blood stain. East wall, half wall between second and third floor, markers N and O, and then close-ups of those. Third floor ceiling, outside east bedroom. The ceiling down. I mean, we did hear that stuff about Xana's room too. 3 stains. there. Okay. Marker P, close up. Other two P stains, which is just marker P. Second floor door to west bedroom with marker Q, and then close ups. What's marker R? Just says marker R and marker R close up and doesn't say what it is. Door jam inside second floor west bedroom which is marker S and then close ups. Garbage can second floor west bedroom and then close ups. Furry chair in second floor west bedroom. Now this is where people were really confused about what this actually meant, because there was a portion somewhere, I can't remember where it was. I don't remember where it was. There's been so many sources of stupidity, but somewhere it was said that somebody had like sat down in Xana's room in a chair that you could tell by like blood stains or something, that somebody had sat down in a chair. But then whenever I think who was it? I always get Gunderson and Gilbertson confused. I think Gilbertson is the MPD police officer and Gunderson is ISP. I always get them confused. Anyway, whichever one did the interview with the Idaho Statesman to sort of talk about the stuff from the leak, that was true or not from Dateline. I do believe that that was one of the things. Oh, so I guess it was Dateline. That would make sense. I just answered my own question. That was mentioned and he was asked and he said that wasn't true. So I'm wondering, if it's not true, then what are we submitting pictures of the chair for? I wonder if there's just spots on it instead of it looking like somebody was in it. Having these lists without the context of like seeing exactly what it is makes you just like question stuff. Okay. Item 3, cigarette butt outside by sofa. Item 3, close up. But see, that's not the cigarette butt that they went and did DNA testing on. That was from somebody that they surveilled for a while. They watched that guy go in and out of gas stations and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know whose cigarette that was, but they had people around them all the time. There's no telling whose it was. Paper note east of Ford Explorer. I do have a picture of this somewhere. I found it a long time ago because it got brought back up. It's really hard to see. It doesn't look like anything specific to me. Some people say they think it sort of looks a little bit like a map of the house of like who was where. I don't see it because it's so blurry. I don't want to just say that. I'll find it and we'll talk about it again since it's on here. Item 4, close up. I wish they would show us, then we can actually see what it looks like. Because the one that we've seen is like not really an evidence picture and it's just real blurry. I think it might have actually been in the ISP photos. But even then, it's not very clear of what the frick it's supposed to actually be. Okay. South side, second floor, half wall. Second floor, half wall. Second floor, half wall. Marker V, marker W. These are together on the half wall. There's a lot of stuff going on in that half wall. Item 5, hair. South side, second floor, half wall between V and W. Third floor, east bedroom door, marker X and stain number 48. Third floor, east bedroom door, which is marker X, and then close-ups with a tape measure. West bedroom door, second floor, there's hairs. South kitchen window, swabbed for DNA markers, 7, 8, and 9. Overview of L1 and L2 locations. The frick is L1 and L2? Okay. Lift from south kitchen window, upper left, marker L1. Okay, well, okay, that's what that is. The window. All right. Another lift. So fingerprint lifts from the south kitchen window, lower right. Lift from second floor, west bedroom floor. Lift from second floor, west bedroom floor, close up. Footprint outside, second floor, east bedroom. There it is. There's 2 of them. No, just one. One footprint. There it is. There's the infamous footprint. Because that's the east bedroom. That's Dylan's room. So now we finally see. At least it listed. But again, one footprint. I wonder if it's Xana's. But again, how could it just be the one? I was just thinking something horrible, but that still doesn't make sense. Like, what if she was bleeding herself as she was running and it had gone down her leg onto her foot and that's where the print left, but then it would have continued on. It wouldn't have been the only one. I don't know. Edge of sliding glass door, kitchen interior handle, edge of sliding glass door, kitchen interior handle, and then again, exterior above handle sliding glass door, exterior above handle sliding glass door close up. Now, I don't know what we're supposed to think about this because you're not giving us anything. It's just pictures of his left arm and then his left arm in his hand, but they're cropped photos of Kohberger. If these are pictures from the date that he was arrested, then what good are they supposed to be? Unless it's like deep scars and you can tell that it's like a hella deep ass cut and it was like recent but healed, which we haven't seen proof of. I don't know what would be the point of this, especially since we've seen pictures of his body from in between the time of the crime and the time of his arrest. They released everything. I don't recall seeing anything. Well, maybe we really couldn't see all of his hands and stuff. I don't know. I just wish I knew what this was, because that would have been like a month and a half later. I just don't know. 1122 King Road. We're back to that again. See, it's going to go like in and out, and then it starts to get into like Pennsylvania stuff. Black polar penguin glove in front of residence. So they've labeled it finally. Did we know that it was a polar penguin glove? Okay, let's see if this is the same picture that I remember seeing before. Oh, okay. So this is what it looks like. And this is the one that they're claiming they found the DNA in, I guess. And it's labeled black polar penguin. That's like the name. Okay. Screenshot of white sedan at 302 Floyd's Cannabis. See, it's interesting that's still in here because that was the very first location that we were given at any hearing where Ann Taylor came out and she was like, the car on camera at Floyd's Cannabis is not Bryan Kohberger's car. It was the very first time. And then we also find out later that Showalter goes there too on Sunday, not at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but he does go. So yeah, I'm interested to see this. I don't think that was released yet, right? We just had like the stuff in Idaho. Not Washington's stuff, really. I'd like to see that one to do a comparison. Pennsylvania WSU sweatshirt. So this is from his parents' house. Indian Mountain Lake, screenshot of 1119 Lambsden Gate, record for 12/16/22. Well, that's when they got into town, I think, is the 16th. That's also the date that they saw him coming in and out of a CVS. That was in one of the reports we've read. It's been a while since that one came out. Screenshot of Bryan Kohberger on 12/16/22, facing forward, and then facing window. What does that mean? There's the gate record. I guess like of him like passing by the camera going in the area. Still shot of Kohberger at 4:11 a.m. on 12/27/22. Four black garbage bags from 1119 Lambsden in the back of vehicle. Trash bag 1 with contents. Okay, so this is the trash pool. See, this is confusing to me the way that they have this on here because we know that the garbage truck went through and collected garbage like it was supposed to be normal so that they didn't really know what was going on. That the garbage can was at the road. It was like a normal situation. They did take trash. They sent it over to, have them go through and figure out what was going to be going on with it. But to say in back of vehicle gives it a weird assumption, but it's got to be the trash truck. It's got to be the trash vehicle because that's what they ended up getting everything. And then they also have like, here's the Q-tips. So unless they tell us something different, I'm just going to go with that's the trash truck. So then we have exterior front. This is his parents' house. Exterior front, garage corner, garage with open door, rear of Elantra with bucket, front steps of front door, the foyer in the front, in the living room. There's documents somewhere they took pictures of. I'm probably in the dining room or shared space because we're still in that spot. Then we have the kitchen, first floor hallway, bathroom 1, bedroom 1, bedroom 1 interior, bedroom 2 primary, bedroom 2 interior, hallway closet, bedroom 3 interior, bathroom 2, stairs, basement hallway, basement family room, room K from hallway, room K. Well, I don't know whose room is what. because they have room G, room F, room I. Then we have room K. I wish they would have given us like a better legend than that. Okay, room K from hallway. Room K, northeast corner, southeast corner, east wall, south wall. Room L, family room, basement, bathroom 3. Laundry room, basement, closet under stairs. Garage, north bay, east wall with hallway door. Garage, north way, bucket, close up. They did say there was a bucket in the garage by the car, but that's also not like too abnormal. It's a garage. It's just a bucket. I don't remember if they said there was water or cleaning stuff in it. Even that, though, I've left my mop bucket like sitting in the corner of the kitchen for like 3 days with the mop water in it, not really thinking, going around doing everything. So I don't know. Okay. Garage door, bay, south wall. Wallet from room C, dining room. Wallet contents. Shared space. I guess they could open up and look inside of it if it was his wallet, but that's a shared space, so that's usually not something that they do. Okay. Book from room C, dining room. Then we have the AT&T bill on the kitchen bar. Dining room paperwork in hutch. Acer laptop, Acer laptop, Acer laptop. We did see in the inventory list there was a lot of different electronics. I've had a bunch of electronics before whenever we were doing resale, whenever we were going to storage units and getting electronics and seeing what was good to resell and what was trash or could sell as parts. So I don't know if him having a lot of computer stuff is a really big deal to me either. I've lived that life. One of my uncles owns a computer repair business. I don't know. It's not that abnormal to have a bunch of different computers and parts lying around. Samsung drive, motherboard, power supply for computer, living room paper with password, basement bathroom cell phone. Basement bathroom cell phone. There was a cell phone in the basement bathroom. That's weird. Okay. Backpack. Books inside of backpack. Books inside backpack. Face mask. Prescription. Black hat and mask. Driver's license and car title. Bedroom 3. Criminal psychology books. So he had books in like all the different rooms, it looks like. Like looks like some of his stuff was in room K, but then some of his stuff was also in room I. Okay. Room K had criminology books, and then room K also had Seagate 1 terabyte and Samsung Drive. Clear plastic gloves on floor near the door of room K. WSU paperwork now in room G. Okay, so that's 3 bedrooms that now have stuff. But then we also now have room L that has a maroon colored notebook, and WSU's colors was maroon. So I guess he's just got shit everywhere. Seems like he's got stuff in every room of this house. Basement, backpack, and contents. Side of house, garage door closed. White Elantra, left rear corner. And then the driver door from rear, driver's door from front, driver's side door front, passenger side front, passenger front door, passenger rear door, passenger side rear corner. VIN through the windshield. Garage, basement door. Basement hallway from garage. Basement hallway to family room, basement hallway to room K from door, room K interior, room K bed, Elantra keys on the bed, white Elantra driver side front, passenger side front, interior front driver side. PSP barracks. Now this would be the Pennsylvania State Police where they held him, I guess, for a while. Is that where they brought him? I know they took him out to Stroudsburg. Was it Stroudsburg? Oh, God. I know they were in Monroe County. I'm pretty positive that was the district that I filed things with because it's cut into districts just like all the state police departments are. So I guess this is where they brought his car and stuff first before everything ended up getting transferred over. So I'm kind of wondering, are the pictures that we've seen of his car... Well, no, the bloody mattresses are next to it. I'm just trying to figure out if they actually took his car apart to really do like full on like testing on stuff, like removing the pedals, all the things they're supposed to do, because the car is in one piece in Idaho. So I guess they just shipped over the entire thing without taking it apart, it seems like. I know that It looks like they went through it. I know that when CHP finally released Kylie Rodney's CRV before they ended up giving it to a tow yard, I mean, not tow yard, auction yard, and somebody ended up buying the damn thing. I know that they took their time with it before they gave it to, like, the FBI took their time with it before giving it to CHP. And it had all kinds of spray and all kind of nasty stuff all over it. And yeah, it was transferred in full without being taken all the way apart. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. Okay, where were we? Okay, so yeah, PSP Barracks, the Pennsylvania State Police. So they took a bunch of pictures of the Hyundai Elantra, the back seats, the VIN again on the door, the trunk and its contents, but doesn't list anything specific, which I wish it would be more specific here. Passenger side back seat, rear door panel, rear door compartment, front door, front interior, front door panel, front door compartment, center console. Center console, gear shift and dash, center console, phone charger, the open center console, insurance card from center console, glove box contents, glove box content registration and receipts, trunk contents on floor, trunk contents in the trunk spare tire compartment, rear floor mat stored in the trunk, front passenger floor mat stored in trunk, driver's side floor mat stored in trunk. All of his floor mats were in the trunk. Driver's side front after search. Passenger side front after search, driver side headliner after search, driver side rear after search, passenger side rear after search, driver side seat post, passenger side front seat testing, driver side door panel after search, driver side front seat after testing, and then it just says Bryan Kohberger. So I guess maybe the picture that we've all seen of him in that like green vesty looking thing, maybe. Under Armour black shorts, shutdown log. See, this right here is what I want. I know what Celebrite is coming out and trying to spew, but the way that they do it, I don't want to hear anything from them. They've already like gone past my I don't give a damn what you got to say meter. At this point, I want their actual factual facts. I want their information. I want their true analysis. I want to be able to read it myself and know exactly how it was determined. Because I don't like the way they present things. I'd rather just read the facts as they have them. So hopefully now they can release the truth. They can release the actual documentation and not that very poorly written bullshit that they sent me in that Google Drive link. Because what was that? It was like an 8th grader put it together. The whole thing. That's the tone. It's horrible. Okay. Wi-Fi log. Wi-Fi artifacts. I don't know what this means. Wi-Fi artifacts Aruba. Aruba is like a location, right? So I don't know what that means. I'm not going to pretend like I know what it means. I don't know what that means. Network authentication, SIM state manager, on disk activity snapshot. And then empty rows. What does that mean? Empty rows. Empty rows. Call log 6:13. Call log 9 a.m. I'm guessing this would be on 11/13/22, even though it's not labeled. Selfie, probably the thumbs up one because it's Celebrite information. Moscow PD image in the full call history, and then the Google Maps cache. Is it cache? Catch? You know what? I don't know. I've gone back and forth with that word too. Anyway, I'm going to assume that these are going to be like the press release things. They do have a list of something that shows like a whole bunch of different press releases, but we know that he was looking at those. We've known that for a long time. We were all looking at those. So I'd like to see that stuff. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier, where I said that I was just sort of like skimming and did see something about the sheath. Now, we've already seen it now in the photograph stuff, but now this is stuff from the lab. So I don't know, though, if this is ISP or if this is Moscow PD and they did something there and there's something there that they can call a lab. Probably not. I'm going to assume, though, that because it's talking about the swabs, that this is ISPs, which means, like we figured, because we're seeing Celebrite and other things in here. This is like just a big mix. And honestly, they probably should have delegated this a little bit better with the organization, because yeah, I get that it's photographs, but you're not saying MPD, ISP, or whatever. You're kind of leaving that up to us to like know what's going on. And I mean, again, you're not doing this for us, but you know, we would have to know the case to know that anything from the lab regarding the sheath would have to be from the Idaho State Police. But do we know that too? Do we know if the FBI ever actually put their hands on the sheath itself? Because we don't really know anything that the freaking feds did here. And that's the information that we're really waiting for, because that's where the state took everything, was from the FBI. So for now, I'm going to assume that these are from ISP. We've got side A, side B, B top, A trace, and A trace strap. What does this mean? Trace, is it what? See, traced is what we're calling the DNA. So whenever they're then labeling it something on the sheath itself, I don't really know what to think about that. Because this is like two different spots. And this is a bottom, and this is a strap, and I don't see anything about a snap. Because wasn't that the whole point, is that the DNA that was found was inside, like deep in the snap button? So how come we don't see anything with that wording on it? Sheath with ruler front, sheath with ruler back, sheath front, sheath with areas swabbed, then the Q-tips. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, guys. This is why the trigger warning. Okay, this is why the trigger warning. This is going to be very injury. Name, body part, injury. So I'm going to give you all about 10 seconds to like realize what we're doing here, because we're about to get into some really sad shit. We're about to read off the best that I can. Now, I've been so mad with YouTube. I've just been saying blood all over the place. I don't know what they're going to do about it. They can honestly kiss my fat ass. I've had enough of them. So I don't know how I don't know if I'm going to have to like YouTube-ease any of this or not. There's a lot of wounds. There's a lot of wounds here. So I'm going to start reading these just so y'all know. This is where it's going to get really real. This is going to get really real. Okay, this first one is Ethan. So now we have Ethan Chapin, upper body cleaned, chest, throat injury, scalp wound on right side. Remember, we saw a portion where it looked like they were putting together hair and blood in one little spot next to each other. He's got a scalp wound. So I just find that goes together maybe. Scalp wound on left center side. Wounds near left ear. Wounds on back of left thigh. Side view of wounds to back of left thigh. Close up of wounds to left thigh. Close up of wounds on inside of thigh. Side view of wounds to right leg. Both legs had injuries. Close up of PF. No, that should be of. Close up of wounds to right leg. Wounds to top of right hand fingers. You mean like he punched someone in the face? You mean like he was fighting someone and had injuries to his right hand? You mean like that? Right hand palm up. Wounds to top of left hand. Wounds to inside of left wrist. Now let's just stop for a damn minute. Exactly, Jesse. So let's just stop for a damn minute. We are supposed to believe, from what they've said, that Ethan was asleep while Xana was running for her life and screaming and fighting and all these things. And then all of a sudden the suspect left Xana on the ground and went over and took Ethan out real quick and then went on to Xana. That's what they're trying to make us believe. Okay. Exactly. Does this not sound like Ethan was fighting for his life and that someone cut the back of his legs so that he couldn't chase them. Or maybe, just maybe, he had them in some sort of leg hold. And in order for them to break away, they cut the shit out of him. Is that not what this sounds like? And remember, Steve, say whatever you want, and I've talked all the shit, and I'm going to continue to talk the shit until he comes out and takes accountability. But Steve Goncalves did make a very interesting statement, 2 interesting statements, about how they didn't have to go upstairs, and that whatever happened on that second floor, it was one hell of a fight. Remember that? This makes me sick. This boy was not asleep. That's what I've always wondered. What are you cutting his legs for? If he's passed out and all you need to do is go over and on his neck, what are you doing? Why are you cutting him up like that? He has wounds to what else? Scalp wounds on his head. Wounds on his left ear. Wounds on his wrists. Wounds on his upper hands like he's hitting things. What? You see why? Gives you an entire different perspective of what they're trying to tell us. So you want us to believe that Mixter dexterity issues, can't fillet a fish, was able to physically take down Ethan on top of everything else? I understand if he was in boxing and y'all want to try to pretend like that matters. Ethan was a giant. Yep. Right here. That's the first thing that my buddy said. That's a defensive mood because he probably had somebody in like a leg lock or some shit. Yeah, probably. And it's not just the back. He even has injuries to the inside of his thigh. So it's the back of both freaking legs and then the inside of his thighs. And they're taking a picture of his palm for a reason. Is there a wound through his hand? I mean, this is extensively. This is wild. No, I'm good. I'm going to get through this because this is their truth. And this is what we've been trying to get to. They've been lying to us for so freaking long. And how did the Chapins know this? How did the Chapins know the extent of their son's injuries? And it doesn't serve them to know the facts. She's still going around telling everyone Ethan was in the house whenever she was walking around outside the next morning. No, he wasn't. We have all the reports to prove it. 3 years later, she's still lying because it gives people a reason to feel even more sorry for her. It's already sad. Why do we have to exaggerate? He was not in that damn house the next morning, and you did not walk over there yourself either, Mrs. Ma'am. You walked over there with your husband. I don't know why you lying. But you've been real good at it over the past 3 years. So this really doesn't shock me whatsoever. How do you see all of this and not ask more questions and not demand more answers? I don't get it. He fought. He fought. Okay. Now we're moving on to Xana. Okay. This is ridiculous. And to make a point, I'm probably going to end up taking out me reading the wounds and posting it separately. As effed up as it might sound. This tells a story. This tells more of the exact story, which is why we needed to hear this kind of stuff. And I know that sounds horrible too, because who are we? But where's their damn truth? We're finally getting to a little bit of it. A little bit. What time did they get home? Love to know. Would love to know. Okay. So there's photos of her torso and partial legs unclothed. She's been cleaned by the ME at this point, it looks like, because the autopsy's been done. Then they have her upper body unclothed and cleaned, lower body with legs unclothed and cleaned, Wounds to the right side of her upper arm. So that would be like here. Wounds to face and front neck. Wounds to right side of face and neck. Wounds to scalp, face and neck. So mainly everything is this way with her, it seems like. Right here. Wounds to right side of head. Wounds to center top, very top of head. Oh, we have left side now. Okay. Left side of face and neck. Wounds and fractures to the skull. Wounds to right side of the head to abdomen. So all the way down when viewed from the right. Wounds to the right leg viewed from the right. Wounds to inside of right calf. From the top of her head to her freaking legs, man. Like, that is insane. She was so freaking tiny. How much of a fight could she have really put up to where that's what needed to happen? Oh, God. Okay. Wounds to back and upper arm. Wounds to front of upper arm. Wounds to her elbow areas. Wounds to her forearms. Wounds to the tops of her right hands. Wounds to blade area of right hand. I don't know what that means. I guess where she maybe would have actually had a blade go through her right hand. Wounds to thumb side of right hand and wrist. So like this way. Wounds to tip of right thumb. Wounds to the palm of her right hand, just like Ethan's. Interesting. Wounds to her knee. Doesn't say what side. Left side of torso and head and her left arm. Her whole freaking body. Wounds to top of left hand and wrist. Top of left hand and fingers. Wounds to palm and inside of left wrist again, just like Ethan. I guess maybe if your hands are going like this, maybe, but that's still just interesting. Top of left hand and fingers. Okay, I did that one already. Okay, yeah, that's Xana's. That's a lot there, man. Bro, that's kind of where I was at. Yeah, that's true too. Man. From the top of her freaking head all the way technically down to her like calf. How? That's that. This sounds like a bloodbath, but does not show in the house. How in the hell is that the reality that we're living in right now? Because you're right. Man. Yeah. There's no way. How do you not hear somebody getting this many wounds and getting their skull fractured? How do you not hear that? How do you not hear Kaylee being beaten to the point to where she's not recognizable as a human face? How? How do you not hear any of that, Dylan? Oh, wait, you did. I'm telling you right now, there's messages that Steve Goncalves knows exists that lays it out very clearly what they heard and what they thought they were hearing. This is just so gross. Okay. Okay, now Maddie. It doesn't. It doesn't. Not with what we've seen. And granted, we haven't seen things that are not blurred. And we haven't seen anything really at all in way of Maddie's room. At least not that I've seen. This is horrible. This is horrible. Okay. Here we go to Maddie. So these are like photos actually taken by the Emmy and hand it over. And then the rest of the photos were taken by somebody else. That's sort of how my brain is now kind of like flowing with this. This is just so much information. This is like so sick. Okay. I don't know what lefts are. I guess that should be legs. Okay, so they have the the upper body and the head in one photo from the ME. Her lower torso and hip area as received by the ME, but it doesn't say which side. And then lower torso and legs as received from ME. And then torso and head areas after they were cleaned. Okay, that's the pictures. Now here goes the wounds. Wounds to face and neck. Wounds to face and neck from the right side. Wounds to the right eye area. Wounds to the left side of the face. Partial shoulder and neck from the left. Wound above left ear. Wound to neck and chest viewed from above. Wounds to left breast and chest. Wound near sternum held closed to show weapon imprint. Oof. Oof. Okay. All right. Wounds to breastplate. Close up of wounds to left shoulder. Wound to elbow area. Again with the elbows. I wonder which side. Which side? Top of right hand, palm down. Palm of right hand again. Is that something that they do normally? But it seems like they would only be taking a picture of just the right hand palm because there was something in the palm, right? Because they're not doing the left on any of them so far. It's always the right. Okay. Wound on the top of the left hand. Injuries to top of left wrist. Wounds to the inside of left hand and forearm. Palm up. Like hers are just like the held closed for imprint is like crazy. That's crazy. Everything is like here up. And that's pretty much what they said. So I am sort of wondering if we're not going to see injuries on them at all on their legs, then I'm going to go ahead and assume that they were covered up while they were attacked. But that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I need better information on what was going on with Kaylee. Because Dylan's story is what's like screwing stuff up with the timeline here. Because you can't sit there and tell me that you heard her on the second floor, going up to the third floor, saying someone's here, running down the stairs, everything happening on the second floor, and then she somehow still landed on the third floor in the bed with Maddie. That doesn't work unless she was planted there. And I guess maybe no injuries to the legs don't mean that they were covered up while they were attacked, but it was just if they really were in the bed together, which again, I don't really believe. I just don't believe that. Something's always told me that that's not how it happened. And I've kept that for 3 years, and I'm not going to change that now because nothing's really proven that. Her bed even looked like somebody had been in it. So that right there is still reason enough for me to believe that she didn't maybe fall asleep in in Maddie's room. It never sat right with me that was what they were trying to say. I don't know why. It just didn't work for me. I always just felt like she heard something maybe. And originally I thought she was in her room. So I'm like, okay, maybe she heard something and she went down. She walked down to Maddie's room and then encountered whatever was going on and everything went from there. But then when we finally realized that Dylan really did hear everything, but I can't trust Dylan's story because she instantly lies to the cops. The second that the cops start asking her questions in Noon's body cam, she's lying about the fact that she was asleep. She was not asleep. She was not asleep, and they heard everything. So I can't even take into account like anything when it comes to who she thought she actually heard because she's not even sure. God, we have like no actual anything when it comes to what happened. Like we really have nothing. Because even on 11/12, they're trying to tell us that this all happened in a certain time frame. And yeah, we hear Murphy barking at a certain time frame. And yeah, sure, there's a car coming in and out of the area. But once Molly shows up, all kinds of crap starts happening on those cameras. Okay? I know everyone was like, holy shit. once that time rolls around and Molly pops into the neighborhood and all of a sudden you can hear all kinds of stuff going on. So the timing doesn't work for me. None of this works for me. All these injuries, Ethan especially, Ethan's injuries are blowing my freaking mind right now. I think his the most. Xana's second. Maddie's, honestly, I feel like if anybody was asleep, it was probably Maddie. I've always felt that, at least. That's never changed either. I've always felt like, again, if anybody was asleep, it was Maddie. Okay. Okay. Let's get to Kaylee. Okay. Pictures of Kaylee's upper torso and head as received by the medical examiner. Then the lower torso and hip area. So basically the same way that Maddie's were. Okay. Injuries to face viewed from above. Injuries to right side of face from the right. Injuries to upper face and forehead viewed from above. Injuries to left side of face, partial, and the left shoulder area. Wounds to upper left side of scalp and forehead. Wounds to upper right side of scalp and forehead. So like in here. Wounds to the back of the scalp. We've seen the stuff on the pillow. Not a lot. For what we've been told and how we've been described what happened to her cranial area, there should be a lot more blood on that thing than like the size of my toothpicks. I mean, and then it's like skinnier than that. It's like the size of a cell phone. It just seems like there should be more from what we've been told, but I don't know. Wounds to the back of the scalp and head, close up. Wounds and fractures to the skull. Wounds and fractures to the skull from inside the cranium. So they have pictures of inside of her. Oh boy. Okay. Injuries to teeth. Injuries to inside lower lip area. Injuries to inside of mouth. Close up. Lower lid of right eye. Wounds to neck, left shoulder, and chest viewed from above. Close up of wounds to left shoulder and upper chest. Wounds to back of left upper arm. Wounds to left elbow. Top of right hand. Palm of right hand. Top of left hand. And then the palm of left hand. She's the only one they did the left hand. These are bad. This is insane right here to me. Ethan was not asleep. Ethan was not asleep. So much damage. Right? Like it was personal. Definitely not. How the hell are they going to have the audacity to question our intelligence with this much shit going on in 3 minutes? Unbelievable. This was, I mean, what the hell? Yes. Yes. It goes back to what we were originally told about there being one hell of a fight. He had to have had somebody in like some sort of leg lock or something. Because how else do you get injuries like that, especially to like the inside of his thigh? Damn. I can't blame you, sleeping duck. We're past the injuries now, though. This is so bad. Like, damn, this is bad. Oof. Okay. Again, I'm going to end up putting that out separately because that's like the closest to the truth that we've gotten so far is what they actually went through physically. And it says so many things. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, let me open this bigger so you guys can see the files just in case you want to do your own thing with these. Okay. All right, so now we have audio and video that was going to be submitted. The 911 call, Mitch Noon's body cam, Eric Warner body cam, which we're still going to go over those. We've got these documents. I have videos I've already recorded of a couple other cases that we're doing updates on, some other things in this case that I need to edit and put out, but we're going to get to doing the live reviews on all the body cam, regardless of if it's in 3 days or in 2 weeks. We're still going to go through all of the body cam and all the things as they come out, because that's just what we're going to have to do. Shane Gunderson's body cam, Ryan Snyder's Corner Club business record affidavit, and then camera 1 and camera 3, different timestamps throughout the Corner Club that night. Now, again, we did get a little bit of the video from inside the Corner Club of Maddie and Kaylee at the bar. The first person that put it out was Olivia. So she can't come out and say anything about people that want to go through information when she posts stuff that's going to bring traffic to her channel on TikTok that has information. Yeah, we know they were in the Corner Club, but it's still something that we've been waiting on because everything's been kept secret. She know what she was doing with that, but you know what? That's whatever. Cafe Arista business record, Cafe Arista video on 11/13/22 at 1:40 in the morning. I think this is the, is this, no? I think this is the grub truck. Is this the grub truck one? Or is this the, one of these is the what did you tell Adam video? I feel like it's probably this one. Because it was like only a few seconds. Okay. So then we have the bagel shop, 1:41 to 1:52. And then it says timestamp 9:41 to 9:52. Huh? Oh, I guess it's like a video and it's like stopping on the video of the time, but it actually shows this time on the clock itself, I guess. That's horrible. Okay, here's the grub truck. Now we have redacted no timestamp. Now Connor posted like almost 5 hours of the grub truck video. I guess he had gotten it from MPD. And that's like the last one that the Connor channel posted, the one that's had all the body cam that we've gone over. He just put that one on there, I think today or last night, maybe. Okay, so 11:22 King Road pre-search video from 11:13, and then pre-search video part 2. What does that mean, pre-search? Pre-search of what? Pre-search warrants? I mean, isn't that all the body cams from the first responders? Okay. Latell County Sheriff's public record affidavit. That's the pullover that they hid from us for forever for literally no reason other than the fact that the cop's a liar. That's why they hid it, because the cop is a liar. Washington DMV public record. Washington DMV video. It's so funny that this lady was like, remembered him, which how do you just remember some rando that comes to your door that like so many people come up to you all day long because you're at the DMV? Like how? I don't see how. But, you know, to each their own and their 15 minutes of fame. But she like remembered him and did like a little interview about how normal and everything was. But okay. Floyd's cannabis business record affidavit. And then we have the camera footage from 3:02 a.m. 18 seconds. Okay. We have 11:13:22. Must be 2 cameras. Okay. Yeah. It's 2 different cameras. 3:02 and 19, 3:02 and 12, 18 seconds each. Then we have 787 Indian Hills video at 3:25, but then it says no timestamp. I guess because it's like really short. That's another couple of videos that that Connor channel put out. Damn, there's like a lot. Now we know that Plunder put out some of them, not all of them. There's a bunch. I think Connor put out 3 different Ridge Road ones and then 2 from Sunset Mart as well. So then we have 755 Indian Hills at 3:26. Sunset Mart Moscow. Sunset Mart Moscow video 328. Sunset Mart Moscow 9:13 a.m. See, this is the one where it's just like a car going south on 95, but they don't have the car going into the neighborhood. I can't stand the stupidity. 20,000 plus vehicles that look similar and you can't do better with the sun up. I don't really quite understand. 11:25 Ridge Road 3:29 a.m. There's two different cameras. Yeah, it was two different times, two different cameras. See, they have him on Ridge Road on 3:29, and then I guess they're trying to say that he was on Ridge Road at 4:01 before they're claiming that he came in at 4:04 because that's their story. I just don't know. We still have to sit there and we're gonna go through the headlights and stuff. God, there's always so much to freaking do. In this case, it's honestly never ending. Okay. 1320 Linda Lane, more Linda Lane. Also, Connor put out Linda Lane. They came to him in 1 hour increments. I'm going to try to request the other Linda Lane that points out the dumpster where the guy that owns it, Kane or whatever, said that some computer resets or whatever. Because I'm going to try and see if they have it. I doubt it, but we're going to see. More Linda Lane. See the dumpster one right here. See 329, but it stops. It goes from 329. It turns off and then comes back on 4 something. Can't remember the exact time. I can't remember the exact time. Okay. 1112 King Road from 3:30 to 4:04. That's that first, from 3:30 to 4:30. That's the packet. That's the one that we had. And then we have 1330 Linda Lane business record affidavit. Linda Lane video parking 3:30, 3:31. Linda Lane video parking 3:39. Linda Lane parking 3:57. 4:05 to 4:06, and then 4:07. 451 Paradise Drive at 3:35. 451 at 3:35 again. And then, okay, so that was from the shop and then the front door and then the shop again at 3:43 and then 3:48. ENS video at 5:26 to 5:27 a.m. Sunset Martin Pullman. Channel 14, but it's the Sunset Martin Pullman again. No timestamp on 11:13. What? So you're submitting something that you don't have a timestamp for? What time is it for? Literally, what are you putting this in there for? WSU public record affidavit. WSU video. See, this is what I want. Right here. I want all of that so that we can piece it together ourselves and do a comparison of the car that actually leaves the apartment complex and the car that's actually over there in Idaho. Because this, no one's denying that he left that night. It's just he's saying that he went that direction and they're claiming that he went that direction. So I'd like to do a comparison. So they have it at Northeast Stadium Way at 5:27, again at 5:27. 5:27, 5:27, 5:28 at Grimes, 5:28 at Wilson Road, and then 5:29 at Cougar Way. Then we have Costco. That's 11:13, no timestamp. We've seen the Costco videos. Gas Hut. Is that the actual the Costco gas station that Sam's Club has a gas station, I guess? U.S. Chef Store business record affidavit. And then we have 12:42 to 12:44. That's where he's about to go and drive around the coffee place. Coffee place. Albertsons, and then they have the West parking lot with no timestamp, but we know about the times that he went in there. 12:48 to 12:58, and then left at 1:04. William Maynard video of trash pull from 11:19. Huh? I'm going to read this. I don't know what the frick this is. You ready? William Maynard video of trash pull from 11:19 Lambsden on 11:27 of 22 at 8:32 in the morning. Is this a typo? And it's supposed to say 12:27 from when they pulled the trash for the DNA comparison. Do they not understand how bad typos make them look? And who is William Maynard? Who is this? Who is this? A police officer? A worker? Who you be? I've never heard of your name before. Amanda Kohberger interview. 1 hour and 6 minutes and 15 seconds. I want this so bad. I want this so bad. And there's like a list in one of the other documents that were released where there's like multiple things of who was interviewed where, at least from how my brain is telling me that it looked like. There's like a small list on a piece of paper, and I want all of them. I do find it interesting, but not really interesting at the same time. I feel like this is mainly like the cell phone incident is all she really has to say. Because again, we heard from the state themselves that the family really had nothing to offer. And then we also heard from the defense that the family had no intention of testifying against Bryan Kohberger, meaning whatever Amanda was probably going to say was just something that happened that's not anything against anybody. It's just history. And I'm assuming because it was her cell phone, that's probably what it was. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know. And even if she did have something negative to say, I can't say anything about that because that's his sister. She knows him better than anybody that is out here on the internet talking about anything. So I don't know. I just wish that we knew what she was saying, because maybe it would give us like a better insight on things if we actually heard from somebody in that circle. I just hate that they've kept everything so quiet. I understand why the families kept real quiet, but I still wish we had more info. Okay, so now they're calling this series 3, which is documents, maps, and presentations. So they're giving us the 911 call, but they're also giving out the transcript. And remember, they put defense here because the defense is the one who did the transcript, and the state was like, yeah, this is good. And then the court accepted it. So it's technically the defense's transcript of the 911 call. So they were going to submit a map of the entire state of Idaho, and then a map of Pullman, Moscow, Lewiston, and Clarkston, I guess like showing like the directional way. And then Pullman and Moscow with Moscow highlighted, a map of Moscow, a map of 1122 King Road area and Taylor, 1122 King Road area, Lewiston and Clarkston, and then Pullman. Dylan Mortensen from the grand jury. Look at that. Exhibit 18. This is what I really want. Oh my God. I want the grand jury information more than anything. I really do. Because damn, I feel like that's where a lot of questions really started coming in. That's also where Steve started digging a lot more and got in trouble for like wanting to talk to a CI at a hotel or some shit. I want what was presented at the grand jury. Oh, I want it so bad. I want it so bad. Okay. Dylan Mortensen's phone record summary from 11/13/22 to 10 a.m., meaning the timestamp that she texted Eric Gower. Not before, but right at, which I find interesting. Again, it's the state, probably means nothing, but it's still interesting. So from 2:10 in the morning when she texted Eric Gower and then ignored his response at 2:13 to 1:04 p.m., so just a few minutes after the police showed up. No, 1 hour and 4 minutes after the police showed up. Okay. Bethany Funk's phone record summary and text message summary. There should be something in here about Dylan's text messages as well, unless it was going to be the defense that submitted those, because the defense also submitted information regarding Dylan deleting, like taking pictures, taking videos, doing a bunch of edits, and then deleting things, and then also conversation, text bubble conversation between her and her father. So now that all of these, like maybe now that this list is being unsealed, maybe we can actually get those things and see what those conversations were about. I'd love to know. Jack Tukor, phone record summary from 2:26 to 2:53, magically the missed call era. We also need to remember what we read in the reports, that they apparently had a 17-minute conversation that Jack acted like he didn't remember having, and that the Goncalveses would have seen from day one whenever Olivia got into their account to look at who Kaylee was messaging. That's how Olivia got a hold of Eric Gower to find out about the grub truck and all that stuff. Olivia and them have known about all this and didn't say a word about a 17-minute phone call. Literally at all. You gotta love it. Then we also have text messages, a text message summary at least at 2:15 in the morning. More stuff from the Corner Club when it comes to financial records. We have a receipt from Maddie. Oh yeah? Because I could have sworn we only had a receipt from Kaylee. They only gave us a receipt from Kaylee, and there was like 9 drinks on there, so it made it look as if she was purchasing for both of them, but it looks like Maddie was buying her own stuff too. She signed for something at 10:23, again at 11:27, and then Kaylee signed off at 10:21, and there was a fourth one. I mean, they were swaying. If anybody was out of it at that time, it was them. They were swaying, but they did eat, and there was a couple of, some time in between. Apparently, there was some karaokeing and some dancing and some music. So who knows? Who freaking knows? Grub truck again. Grub truck receipt for Kaylee. Then we have. I'm sorry. Okay, so why? Okay. There is no reason that by the time this list got put out there, we should have anything pending a damn thing. Why do these death certificates that were grand jury exhibits say pending official certified death certificate? So it looks like the not official death certificates were submitted as grand jury exhibits. Wouldn't you have an official one? The grand jury was in May. That's like that's 7 months. 7 months? That's cray. Okay. Autopsy report for Maddie and Kaylee and Ethan and Xana. Now we have the toxicology reports, and what I don't understand is why they're dated in different times, because you would think that they would have done everything together. Maddie's toxicology report is 11/30 of 22. Kaylee's is 12/12, and Ethan and Xana's are both on 12/5. Again, I don't know why they're different, but these are their little things right here, and I would love to see this, because Howie Bloom Blum whatever is full of shit. There had to be high alcohol content, and they're telling us there was blue powder and a rolled up $2 bill or whatever, rolled up dollar bills on the table. So with that being there and the insinuation of it being out, I'm assuming somebody's going to have something else in their system besides just alcohol, or maybe not. It could be planted there. Who knows? But I don't see why after all this time, we don't have the toxicology information. I don't understand why they're being so quiet about adults. These are not children. I don't know. Okay, DoorDash record of delivery, make and model charts of vehicle identification, vehicle movement PowerPoint from, this is an FBI agent right here. This guy's last name right here. LCSO, which is Latell County Sheriff's Office, business record affidavit. Okay, this is the August traffic stop. Again, it's like useless information. Washington Certified Department of Licensing, title documents for Kohberger. Again, useless stuff. Yeah, he had a car. He registered it. Okay. WSU declaration for Bryan Kohberger, graduate school records. Then we have graduate school application, offer letter to Bryan, assistantship description, financial support agreement, admission certificate, and then Bryan Kohberger's transcript for the fall of 2022. That's it. AT&T certificate of authenticity. We've seen a lot of that already. What did they call it? The self-authenticating records. That's also where we saw the DoorDash receipt to see that it was stamped as being delivered at 3:59 and that it actually came from Ethan's account. That was those self-authenticating records. Okay, so then we have Bryan Kohberger's records from the 12th and the 13th. Then the certificate of authenticity, and then Bryan's records again. See, these are those search warrants where we saw them do like multiple 6/23/22 to 12/23 of 22. And then the AT&T affidavit regarding the timing advance records. Yes, we want all that information. I would love for them to just come out with all of it. I know that something about it was put out, but I don't know if it has a lot of information. We're going to go through that stuff too. Okay. Certificate of authenticity for the 1224 phone number and the 1278 phone number. Madison records from 8/1/22 to 11/16, and then Xana's records from 8/1 to 11/16. A cast PowerPoint by Balance, and then Indian Mountain Lakes business record affidavit. Indian Mountain Lakes business record affidavit. The gate activity records. That's his parents. Isn't that his parents, or is that the other place? No, that's his parents' place. I'm pretty positive that's his parents' place. Strava business record, profile record, activity record, route 1 and route 2. Route 2. We only saw one Strava. Was there 2 on there? It's been 2.5 years since we went over the Strava stuff. I'm pretty sure there was just one route on there, though. 119 Lambsden diagram of residence, and then a diagram of residence room K. So room K must be his actual room then. Okay, so this is where we're getting into Amazon stuff. I know we have purchase records, but this to me is most likely that Excel spreadsheet that Eliza Massoth was talking about. What I was hoping for was a specific invoice because it'll have more information. I don't want everything. I just want the specific that they're trying to tell us about. And a picture of it to compare would be beautiful. Subscription and order history records from 1/5/22 to 12/13/22. Again, okay, yeah, in the Excel sheet. And then the certificate of business record, again, that's stuff from the self-authenticating records. Amazon records, subscription, click activity, sign-in history, Ada County Jail records, dietary requests, DeSales criminal justice final from the crime scene scenario, 12 pages. That's the one that they've been shoving around, acting like it's proof that he's a crazy person. Palouse Mall certificate of business records, Palouse Mall records, hours of operation. Target business, Target record hours, Marshalls, Pennsylvania State Employee Credit Union. Yeah, this is all the self-authenticating record stuff. Washington State Bank, Washington Trust Bank records, Net Teller report, Forest Dax, crypto. They got rid of this, I thought. Didn't they get rid of this? Is this not amended correctly? Maybe they didn't get rid of that one. They did. They got rid of a lot. They went back and forth on the self-authenticating records like 6 times altogether. And every single time another document was filed, like something else got pulled out and was said, hey, this is like empty. This has a record for a whole other company attached to it. It has nothing to do with this. Or this is like a duplicate record that's not specific to this business. There was a lot of stuff like that on there. I'm going to have to go back and see if they got rid of the crypto stuff. But now they have more. They have 3 Excel records for crypto and then login records and user IP records. But I think the only person they had crypto information for is Kohberger. I don't think they had anything in there for who people were expecting, if I remember correctly. Dick's Sporting Goods. I thought they got rid of that one too. Marshalls. I'm pretty sure. No, they didn't get rid of that one. 16 pages for Marshalls. That's wild. Okay. PNC Bank Business, PNC Bank Records, PayPal. Yeah, we saw that. PayPal. Target Business, Target Receipts, Under Armour. They got rid of all this stuff. Why are they still showing this? This literally got taken out. We've gone through these videos. Like, I don't even know how many times we've gone through all these videos with these lists. Venmo records. That one's important. I feel like Venmo's important. Funding source record, and then an Excel sheet. Walmart, Pullman, and East Stroudsburg. Yeah, because this is Pennsylvania right here. And then purchase history in Reno and in Moscow. In Reno, that's Bethany. But he also, that's another thing. Kohberger has like family around where Bethany's from and lives. So is this, whose purchase history is this? I don't remember Reno Walmart at all being on the self-authenticating records. So that's interesting. Financial transaction summary, Douglas. That's Special Agent Michael Douglas. Amazon purchase history. No, Amazon purchase summary, PDF, Douglas. Bloodstain pattern analysis, PowerPoint from Sutton. Amanda Kohberger interview transcript. Because remember, up on the other section of this, it was the actual interview. Forensic DNA report 1, items 1 through 3. Well, I wish you would tell us what that means. Biology report, items 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we've seen the points before. I can't remember which one the knife sheath is, but I don't even think this is going to like be right. I think there was something else in front of the point number for that. I'd have to pull it back up. Okay. Examination admin review checklist for report 1. Latent print examination report 2, item 1. Examination admin review checklist for report 2. Field services report 2. JS fingerprint, Jack Showalter fingerprint. Okay. DNA report. Why? Hold on a minute. Why is the state filing that? Why is the state filing something about Showalter fingerprints as trial evidence? Why? There's a couple other names you're going to see down in here too. And I just am like, if they're not relevant, why are we adding them to your trial evidence list? Maybe they just like never went in and took stuff out. Okay, DNA report for items 6 and 7. Biology report number 3 for items 3 through 4, 6 through 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16. DNA report number 4 for these items. Examination admin review checklist for report number 4. Latent print examination report 4. Latent print examination report 5 for these items that had prints on them. DNA report number 6 for items 33 and 35. DNA report 7 for all of these different items. Examination admin review checklist for report 7. Forensic biology report number 8 for all of these. Okay, so biology report, latent print report. They don't have specifics for what the items are, so there's no point in reading off numbers for no reason. Field services report 11. Latent print examination report, DNA report, examination admin review checklist for report number 13. Then we have biology report number 14. Latent print examination 15. Biology report 16. DNA report 17. Controlled substance analysis reports 18 for item 17. That's probably the blue powder. Latent print examination report number 19. DNA report 20. Field services report 21. Biology report 22. Latent print exam 23. Examination admin review checklist, latent print examination report 24, field services report number 25, DNA report 26, latent print examination 27, biology report 28, biology report 29, latent print examination, multiple items, DNA report 31, examination admin review checklist for report 31, latent print examination report 32, examination admin review checklist, biology report 33, forensic DNA report 34, biology report 35, DNA report 36, field services report Dylan Mortensen fingerprint exemplars, latent fingerprint examination report number 38, and then we have field services report 39 with Hunter Johnson's fingerprints exemplars, and then latent print examination number 40, and then number 41. Okay. Series 4 for physical evidence. All right. This is where I'm really annoyed by this. Because why are they showing a sample of the sheath at the grand jury instead of the sheath itself? Notice it doesn't say K-bar knife and sheath. Like they found the knife, which we know they didn't, and that they have the sheath, which we know they do. They're saying an example, meaning that they bought something off Amazon like we've seen a report for. I don't remember the date for that, though. I'm going to have to go back and look at the date on that. But why do you have a sample of the sheath at the grand jury if you have the sheath at the crime scene? Wouldn't you just have the actual sheath with you at the grand jury? Now, I know that they bought the items. I don't remember the date. I know that it's like way further down the line in the MPD reports. Right, but they should have the sheath. They should have the DNA sheath. So why are they showing an example of the sheath as physical evidence? And an example, again, this is trial information. This is like the exhibits that they filed a motion for to like reclaim from the courthouse. Why are we using a sample sheath when you have the damn sheath? That makes no sense to me. Let me actually go in and open my MPD file in the Google Drive so that I can like Control F and see if I can find exactly what date it says that they bought that, because I think it's Payne and Gunderson or Gilbertson. It's one of the G guys. But I know that it's in the MPD files. I'm saying I know it's in the MPD files. It might be in the ISP files, but I'm going to open the MPD files and see if I can find it. Because remember they were talking about how like it was supplements along with it. I'm trying to see if I can find the report where they bought the damn thing. I think this might be getting close. Hold on. I'll show y'all the tab I'm looking at. Okay, yeah, here it is right here. Ha! All right. So what date was this? No, it's after. What? Oh, I don't understand. Oh, I don't understand. Okay, hold on. What date was Bryan Kohberger's grand jury? I know that it was like the middle of May and right after, I want to say May 10th. I think that's wrong though. May 17th. Okay. What? Okay. This is so stupid. Whoa. Okay. This says that, okay, this document is written by Brett Payne, of course, and it was written on 6/13/23. And it says on Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. So a whole month after the grand jury, Darren Gilbertson from ISP provided me with 3 packages he obtained by ordering the items from Amazon. Detective Gilbertson stated he purchased the items in the same fashion used by Kohberger to purchase a K-bar with sheath, a K-bar sharpener, and a bottle of supplements. I photographed each of the packages and their contents along with the order paperwork Detective Gilbertson provided. The packages contained 1 K-bar straight fighting knife with a leather USMC sheath, a K-bar sharpener, and a bottle of vegan supplements. I attached all photos, blah, 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 June 13th, 2023. Okay, but when did he purchase this? So I do need the ISP files. If this Amazon purchase was purchased after the grand jury, then what example sheath did they use at the grand jury when they apparently only have the sheath to begin with? I don't understand why we're seeing they're using an example. And does that mean that they were going to be bringing in a sample sheath for the damn trial and not the real one? I thought they were going to be bringing in like the K-bar that they purchased from Amazon in like a safety box because the judge was talking about the safety issue because it's a real freaking knife. But they have the sheath. What are they using a sample sheath for? This is blowing my mind. I don't understand what's happening right now. That's like the one damn thing that actually matters here. What the freaking hell? Oh my God, there's no way. There's no way that this damn thing is mentioned here 3 times. Y'all can't see my control F, can you? No, you can't. Okay. I control F'd and typed in sheath. And the damn word is only in here 3 times. It is only in here 3 times. The first time is right here where it's talking about how Talbot is describing how the sheath was only partially covered by the comforter. Because again, remember, we haven't gotten anything consistent when it comes to that either. So then we have this where it's just labeled as exhibit number 14 K-bar sheath. Okay, it was located. You've got it. It's an exhibit. Why are you using an example if you have it? Oh, and look right here. We went over. Well, actually, I'm glad that I'm seeing this. I can add this to my video about Stacy Chapin. It's already recorded, but I need to edit it. And I'm glad I saw this ISP number 93. It actually mentions how at 8:15 p.m. Short's funeral home goes and gets the bodies because he was not in the house whenever Stacy Chapin walked in front of it the next morning. So I'm glad that this is on here. And it's Short's funeral home. Okay. They block out that name in the other docs. I got to add that to that. Put that right here. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Wild. again, on the third one. The third one is it talking about the knife sheath being transported on the 16th from Moscow PD to ISP's department in New Meadows by this patrol officer. I need to know when they bought this. Who bought this? Frickin' Gilbertson's stupid self. Hold on. What about putting his name in here? How many times is Gilbertson going to pop up? Like it should. You know what? Amazon. Let me type in Amazon. Because Amazon will probably give me not so many words. Not so many documents. Holy shit. 0? Oh, 1. 2. Okay. Really? Okay, now we're at 4. Amazon zip blah, blah, blah. I can't even talk. I'm so freaking aggravated. Amazon gift cards that were found in Xana's room. And then talk about the Amazon Fire Stick twice. 3 times. That's it? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when the Amazon package was purchased. But I don't like this. I don't like this. Why are they using an example sheath? I want to see the real sheath. You're not about to go in there and rebuy the damn thing and then bring it in there and be like, oh, look, it matches. Oh my God, look. No, prove it. Show me the one at the scene. Okay. I'm going to move forward before I literally like blow a blood vessel because I feel it coming. This is so stupid. I mean, look, I got one. I went today and got me a Cayman Jack strawberry margarita that I plan on drinking as soon as we're off this live because I knew I was going to need it. What the hell? This is insane. In May? No, it should not have been in May of 2023 still at the lab. There's no way. Oh, I missed something in my anger. Oh, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, Tracy. Tracy from Bama. I have a friend that lives over there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so mad. This is so dumb. I'm going to start sending some very strongly worded emails to people. I don't have a choice at this point. Oh my God. Okay. Woosah. Let's continue. I'm getting so mad. Damn. Yeah, it's May. That's why I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Why in May, 7 months after the crime, after you've done all these things to it, and it's supposed to be locked up in an evidence room somewhere? Why are you showing a sheath example, sample, not real thing? What? I'm so mad. Girl, I haven't smoked in 20 years, but I don't blame you. This is so insane. Oh my God. Everything about this one document. I'm glad we started with this one because damn. Okay. 3D stacked floors. The diagrams. 3D stacked floors, ground floor, level 2, level 3. And then the stupid most expensive dollhouse on the planet. Dumb thing. What's going to happen with that? Is it going to go in like some museum of dumbassery or something? Like, where's it going to go? What are they going to do with it? The thing costs so many thousands of dollars. The Pharaoh scanning itself, I don't even want to know, honestly. I just know that it's like 5 figures for all the Pharaoh scanning. So I'm really curious as to how much this damn dollhouse costs at the end of it all and what they're going to do with it. I'd love to know. All right, a map of King Road. And then we have pictures from 1113 on a CD, and then fingerprint lifts from the kitchen window. Why are you submitting those as trial evidence if you're not going to sit there and tell us that they're Bryan Kohberger's fingerprints? Like, what are you doing? You're submitting a lot of nothing. None of this tells the story about what you want everyone to think. Okay, here we go, right here. K-bar knife sheath, lab item 1. Okay, well then still, why are you bringing a sample sheath to the grand jury? This sample sheath is grand jury exhibit number 64. So you're going to bring in a sample sheath as physical evidence and the sheath itself as physical evidence? I don't really quite understand what the hell they're doing here. I really wish this would have went to trial. This needed to go to trial. Okay. Now we have Xana's cell phone, Xana's laptop, Maddie's laptop. Then we have the knife sheath. Then we have the steak knife from the beer pong table. Blood swab from above the stairwell. Blood swab half wall. Blood swab above stairwell. Blood swab second floor study table. Study table. That must be the one by the couch. Study table. Unless it was in Xana's room and it was like her desk or one of her small desks. It's not being specific right here. Second floor outside of bedroom door. There's 2 bedrooms. Okay. Blood swab, second floor. Blood swab, living room smear on table. Upper floor banister, 3rd floor bedroom door, 3rd floor edge of door. We've read all these already. Silver laptop, 2nd floor east bedroom, Dylan Mortensen. Pink laptop, MacBook, 3rd floor west bedroom, Kaylee. Dell laptop, 3rd floor west bedroom closet of Kaylee's. And then the Dell laptop that belonged to Maddie, but it's down on the 1st floor. It's in one of the 1st floor bedrooms has Maddie's Dell laptop. Okay. Bethany Funk's iPad, and then the blue powder from Xana's room. Corner Club receipts from Goncalves, Villa, and Showalter. Who the frick is Villa? I know you're supposed to say those 2 L's together a certain way, but even though I'm texting, I can't do it. Who's this? I don't remember this last name. Phone from Xana. Phone from Maddie. Corner Club DVD video. And then we have some more autopsy stuff. Okay. Ethan's right sock and Ethan's left sock, along with DNA blood card. Right nail clippings, left nail clippings. And then crime prints, which is just his own fingerprints. Xana's underwear. A DNA blood card for Xana. Her sweatshirt. Left and right nail clippings. SD card of pictures from the autopsy. And then prints. Maddie's shirt and pants, DNA blood card, nail clippings of the left and the right hand, and then SD card of pictures from the autopsy, along with her own prints. Kaylee's blood card, right and left nail clippings, an SD card of pictures from the autopsy, a t-shirt and pants, a left sock, and then Kaylee's prints. The cheek swab of Jack Ducour. Remember, they didn't have him do fingerprints until May of 2025, which I, found kind of interesting. And then we have autopsy SD card pictures of Ethan, DNA swabs of Bethany, and DNA swabs of Dylan. Then we have the 1122 King Road DNA swabs, finger, hand, face marks outside of kitchen window. Yeah, because it is like somebody put their face up against it. And then we have stain swab of the bottom handrail between the 1st and 2nd floor. Stain swab, top edge of half wall, 2nd floor. Stain swabs, floor near inside doorway of 2nd floor bedroom. I'm expecting to see that they swabbed what they are claiming is blood on the outside of the house. I haven't seen anything about the outside of the house yet. Being swabbed, at least. Swab stain, inner edge, 3rd bedroom. King Road, latent lift cards, 6 of them from the south window. And then we have 1127 King Road, DNA swabs, entry, hallway, and kitchen wall. Is this where... No. Is that Jack Showalter's apartment address? No, he's at the Queen Apartments. There's gotta be a typo because there's no 1127 right there. Hold on a minute. I hate when they screw up. Then it makes me have to go on a damn side quest. It's so annoying. Oh. Jack Ducour's house? This is where Jack Ducour lives. There was blood inside Jack D's house. I don't remember that. I saw that. Like, they're not trying to protect a lot of things, aren't they? It could very well be a typo. But I know what Jack... They're out of order? That's weird. I'm not looking at it through YouTube. I'm looking at it through StreamYard. Yeah, this is Jack's house. The only way to figure that out, I guess, is... I don't remember them saying that there was blood inside of the reports at Jack's address. I just thought it was Jack Showalter. Because they had a maintenance guy call in after the presumptive blood test on Showalter's door said no, and they couldn't go inside. And that's his stuff right here. This right here is Jack Showalter's stuff. I don't remember there ever saying anything in the documents about there being blood at Jack Decor's house. So the only way to figure this out for sure is to do a damn FOIA. Like, I'm sorry. That's wild as hell to me. Okay. Then they have the 1112 King Road video. Now, we have this Jose Cruz person. Is that the dude from the Pullman knife situation? Because that sounds like the guy from the Pullman knife situation. So I don't know. Or is this like the cigarette butt they found outside of the house by the couch? That's more stuff I'm gonna have to look at. I'm not really quite sure. That sounds like that guy's name though. So then they did a DNA swab for John Jack, which is Hoodie Guy. Now we have the DNA swab for Cole Barenberg, who was at the Corner Club at the same night that the girls were there, and that knows Maddie. He's the one who got kicked out for being all kinds of not okay. Then they did DNA extracts for both Jack Showalter and Cole Barenberg. This is Jack Showalter's stuff. Whenever they went inside and there was blood in the bathroom somewhere, I think there was even blood on the toilet handle, and then also in the entryway of the living room. Then we have Jeremy Reagan. Remember the redheaded guy who was sort of like going bald a little bit, but you could tell he was redheaded. He was like the first one that they really sort of like went crazy about. I mean, contacting his mama and all kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So then we have Coy Wynn's DNA swab. Is this the girl? Who is this? I don't know who this guy is. And if you look up the name, like women and men show up. I don't know who that is. Derek Agbinia. Patrick Butner. Courage Olorbu. Are these frat guys? I think this is the frat guys. Henry Clark, James Deskin, Kenneth Anderson, Donald McDonald, Mason Barstow, Reed Upmore, and then prints from Dylan. Video search on a thumb drive. Okay, here we go. DNA swab of the front strap of the sheath. DNA swab back of the K-bar sheath. Okay, but that's it. Where's the button? They said they pulled the damn DNA from the snap. Not the strap, but the snap. So what's going on? We haven't seen shit about the snap yet. Okay. Left and right nail clipping swabs from Maddie. DNA extracts, 2 different ones. See, I saw this name earlier. Connor. Is this the freaking YouTube Connor? Is he getting stuff easier because this is the YouTube Connor that's in Idaho, maybe? I don't know who Connor Chestnut is. I just saw the name and was like, maybe that's the YouTube Connor. That's been putting out all the body cam and stuff. Could be. I don't know. I don't know. Trash pool contents. Trash pool. Used Q-tip from bag 2. This is the stuff from Pullman. Walmart receipt and Dickies tag. Again, it was a damn $12.88 beanie. That wasn't black. Then we have computer tower from the northeast bedroom. That's his apartment again. A cheek swab from when they got him over to Latah County after the transfer. Prints of Bryan Kohberger. Jail photos of Kohberger. DNA extracts, 2 different ones. Second floor east bedroom photos on a DVD. Cafe Arista video. Corner Club receipts. Grub truck receipts from Kaylee. 2015 Hyundai Elantra key. Medical gloves recovered from shorts, the ones he had on. WSU sweatshirt from person. Oh yeah, so he was in his WSU. That's true. We saw the picture. He was in a WSU like sweatshirt type thing whenever he was arrested. And then we have the Under Armour shorts from his person. 2015 Hyundai Elantra insurance card. Okay, a lot of this stuff is just repetitive all over again. Car registration, receipts found in glove compartment. Remember they had what year was it? Like a 2016 receipt for an iPad or some shit. I think that's what it was. Like old. And we also need to remember his mom. Like he got that car from his mom. It was given to him from her. There wasn't like a dealership situation. So it could easily, that's probably like his mom's iPad. And there was also an iPad in the house that I don't think that they touched because it was in a common area. I'm pretty sure it was 2016. It could have been as far back as 2014, but I'm pretty sure it was 2016. Okay. More receipts that were found on the floor of the vehicle. And then we have the AT&T bill from his parents' house, vehicle paperwork from a folder, books inside of a backpack, hat and mask in his room, identification documents, a clear glove in the room, books and license in the closet, WSU documents in a different room, swab from bucket in the garage. So I'm guessing they assumed that he had tried to use the bucket with chemicals to try to clean something and they swabbed it. And obviously they didn't find anything because it's never been stated that they haven't found anything that belongs to the victims on anything that belongs to Kohberger. So phone data from Bryan Kohberger. And then we have Dylan Morton's interview from 12/30/22. Now, don't forget, when I requested more information regarding Dylan's interview, when the first little like follow-up section that was like 5 minutes came out, by the time they responded to me, we already had the full version of Dylan's interview. So what I was told is that there were 2 other ones that were set to be released that somebody else already paid the big fees for. So I was put on the list to pay just like the duplication fee for both of those whenever they're ready. I'm going to assume that because it's 2 different interviews, it's going to be like $30 per each file. It's probably how that works. I'm assuming that that's been in the works for like a hot minute now. So hopefully it's not too much longer. I know whenever we were requesting the additional camera footage from 11/12 that we have like been funding for, that she said it was going to be another like 6 weeks, but that was almost a week ago. So we're going to knock it down to like 5 weeks now. I'm hoping before Thanksgiving we have more timing of 11/12. Okay, so now this Connor Chestnut person also had their prints taken. And then Showalter also with the prints. Key fob from Bryan Kohberger's vehicle key ring. And then photos from 12/3/23. Is that not the day? Is that the day they took the house down? No, it's not. I don't think that's the day they took the house down. Close to the day that they took the house down. It was like in December of 2023, I believe. And then we have more stuff from the DMV, which is just normal shit that he registered the car. Post Falls Police Department hard drive, laptop, and iPad extractions from devices taken from 11/22. And then we have the State Police hard drive, DNA extracts from Kohberger, more DNA extracts, Verizon DVD, Bethany, Funk, and Ethan's phone records. Then we have Dylan and Kaylee's phone records on from T-Mobile on a DVD. Okay, here it is right here. K-bar purchased by ISP. K-bar sharpener purchased by ISP. Amazon supplements purchased by ISP. I wish they had the damn date. That's what I was looking for. But that's also the document that we just went over a second ago. Dylan Mortensen interview on 11/17/22. Okay, so it'll be 11/17, which we already knew these dates. But it'll be 11/17/22 and then 12/30/22. 12/30/22 is where I'm expecting her to say, I don't recognize him. Because that's what they've been telling us the whole time. But they've also been trying to push this eyebrow bullshit in our face from like day one. And then we get the interview video and he Mallory literally asks Dylan, did you see his eyebrows? And her instant no hesitation answer is no. So how eyebrows became the star of the show, I would really love to know because it just doesn't make any sense. Now we have 119 Lambton Drive, thumb drives, aerial photos, security gate information, parking records at WSU. Click activity for Bryan Kohberger from Amazon. Then we have 1455 Bishop Avenue video, Cafe Arista video, Sunset Mart video, Washington DVD. A lot of this stuff is just so freaking repetitive. Jack Tricor phone records. Again, the 11/17 interview with Dylan. Again with WSU parking. Data for Bryan Kohberger's PayPal. See, this is what I want right here. I have asked for this already. Calls, communications, trying to verify if people are being honest about what they're trying to claim out here on the interwebs. Okay. And yeah, they're not letting it out. It's hilarious because they've got the dude with all the weird tattoos on his face that people are going stupid over. You can read all of his messages. You can listen to his phone calls. We've got Gypsy Rose's dumb shit coming out. Why can't we have these? Why can't we have the communications? I don't understand. If he's really the guy and he's, some prisoner, why can't we get the communications? I don't understand, but that's fine. Eventually they'll come out. Then we have iCloud data for Bryan. Dylan and Bethany data TikTok. OneDrive data for Bryan Kohberger. Bryan Kohberger photos of search warrant on person. Then we have the vehicle pictures, and these are the VINs for all of the vehicles that were there. I'm not off the top of my head which one is Kohberger's. I have his Carfax. I actually was late to the game with that one. I mean, we've already seen it, but again, I wanted my own verified copy of it the day. I think I jinxed it, bro. The day I paid $50 freaking for this damn Carfax, the plea agreement news broke. I literally had paid for it, was like talking to my buddy about something that I saw on it. And then as we were having the conversation, the news broke. The plea agreement. Like, damn. Was not expecting this. Left turn here. So I don't know off the top of my head which one of these is his vehicle, but it looks like there's 4 different VIN numbers here. And we know that it's his parents and his 2 sisters. That's 4 other people. So now we have video from 4:45 to 12:05, but I don't know what date this is. Okay, so this is 11:12. Okay. 12:05 is when the FOIA lady at MPD told me that the camera ixnays. It is 2:25 in the morning to 12:05, and that's it. So whatever time the girls left, whatever time the girls apparently got home, none of it's apparently evidence. None of it was kept, apparently. 1112 King Road, video documentation of camera repair. Yeah, because it was all screwed up and they had to fix it. Data for Ethan, Dylan, and Bethany for Instagram. Dylan Mortensen's Cellbrite records. Then we have Amanda, Marianne, and Michael's interviews. Where's the other sister? What is her name? Melissa, right? Melissa Kohberger is the sister. I'm pretty sure. Where's her information here? They must not have anything for her unless it's down. Well, this is the end of it. We're on the last page finally. Holy shit. I don't see anything for Melissa. Okay. So now we have autopsy x-rays for Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, and Maddie. Autopsy and x-rays, a cleaner copy. Yeah, I'd hope so. Because remember what we had originally were told, which was so dumb. You've done this how many times, don't you know? When they were given the x-rays originally, the defense, they were on little thumbnails, little bitty things like this big. They had to request the full freaking images. What? Okay. I want this too. Latell County Jail calls from 4/17/23 to 4/30/23. Like, these are very specific dates. I'm writing this down. I want this freaking information, bro. Because hearing him specifically say something out of his mouth, you can't argue that. Like, I know the plea deal is like the plea deal, but there's no specifics. There's no information. But everything that I've been able to understand, because they've done interviews. I'm not really expecting to hear anything except maybe like theories, other things they were throwing around. Because even in the interviews that they've done, it clarifies, because they were asked very specifically more than once. I've heard it. If they ever heard anything in jail phone calls or anything like that that would lead them to anything evidentiary, and the answer was always no. So there's going to be something in these phone calls. That's the reason why these are the very specific ones that they are submitting. So I'd like to know what's so important that they felt the need to keep these and turn them in as trial evidence. You know? Now, I would love to know, I guess the extended is the 225 to 1205, because if something else comes out and it shows that it's further than that, I'm going to be so mad. And I'm going to tell her straight up, like, what file are you looking at? Because y'all are the ones with the originals. So it should be only 2:25 a.m. to 12:05. I don't know. 1122 King Road, DNA extracts from the K-bar knife sheath. Notice this is plural. Then we have FBI RCFL. I don't know what RCFL means. Let's see if this tells me. Oh, okay, well. Regional Computer Forensic Laboratory? Or Rashtria Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited? I guess it could be whatever. Regional Computer Forensics Laboratories is what it is. Hard drive from there, findings, and then Hyundai Elantra findings from that. Gray key extractions. What's that? Mobile device. Gray key is a tool used for forensic extraction from mobile devices. And then that's another thing. Again, the FBI is the one who did his phone extraction. They did like everything, literally everything. Hard drive report to Bryan Kohberger's cell phone with the same RCFL analyzer. Cast, vids, DVD logs, print exemplars from Dylan Mortensen, print exemplars from Emily Gallant, Hunter Johnson, John Jack Showalter, Connor Chestnut. Who the frick is you? I'm about to do some research on who this is, because I'm really wondering if it's just somebody who knew them, and I'm still wondering about the YouTube channel, which I could be wrong, but I don't know. It's just a question. 11-19 Lambsden, Samsung phone from Brian from room M. What the frick is QPH1? And then Samsung hard drive room K, Samsung hard drive room K. Acer laptop in Kohberger's room. Latell County Jail, Kohberger call, mail, and notes. I asked for that too. Like any mail that was sent in, I know they have scanned it all in. I know they have copies of it digitally. They can send to me. They just don't want to. And I want to see that all. Digital fingerprints from Bethany Funk. Digital. Oh, yeah, because she was too scared to ever like go back ever. That's wild. 2015 Hyundai Elantra vegan supplements. Cool. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's it. Oh, man. What a list. What a list. And see how there's still like so many more documents to go over. This alone took 3.5 hours, and I didn't really even stop all that much. 28 pages. This is insane. We're done for the night. We are done for the night. I'm going to go live tomorrow twice, probably. I know I say that it doesn't work out, but there's really no reason for it not to. So I'm just going to go ahead and schedule them out now. Let me see what time y'all are mostly online on Saturday. I am going to look at my analytics, and then I'm going to tell you a time. And then you can tell me in the chat if this sounds like a time that y'all are online or not. Because this goes based off of patterns, behavioral patterns of my viewers. Honestly, it's not really been too accurate. I've dropped stuff before at certain times where it says that the majority of you guys are online and it doesn't really get touched very much. I move it another like 30 minutes, same subject matter, and then all of a sudden it's like doing different, so I don't know. Okay, so according to my analytics, in order to be able to do 2 of these tomorrow to where I'm not staying online until midnight, it would probably need to be between 2 and 3? Between 2 and 3 p.m. Or maybe between maybe earlier. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Y'all can always just replay it if y'all aren't on at the time. I don't know what time to do it. It's always like a hit or miss. It really is. I sent a link for Connor. Thank you for the 5, Jess and Art. Where did you send it? Because the chat's not going to let you that part too. The chat's not going to let you put a link. Did you email it to me? No, I don't have any emails. In my email, I don't have an email since I had an email from my bank earlier. I don't have another email. But if you put a link in the chat, it's not going to let it go through. That's what just YouTube does. But this is my email. No one else can. Only the person hosting can put a link in the chat. I just put my email right there. That's the channel email. No. He was not questioned before his arrest. Yeah, I'm Central Time. Well, thank you for caring about the truth. I just cannot believe the injuries on Ethan. Amazing. Hey there, Flower Child. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I want to be able to space them out because this is like really important. We're finally getting down to some actual facts. Those injuries were difficult. It really just makes me more angry at the Chapins because I don't know how you can know how hard your son fought. Just based on that alone, like you can tell that he didn't just lay there. Okay, I got an email from you, but all it is my own email sent back to me in the body of the emails. And I really don't click on links. So if you just have like a screenshot and you can tell me where to go with it, I'll find it myself. But just for safety reasons, I don't click on links. I just can't. Yeah, wild stuff. Thank you for being here. You're good. I mean, look, you've got plenty to listen to if you need something to listen to chill out. Oh, yeah. If you don't want to go through the whole thing, though, I'm going to take out where we read through the injuries. They tell the story. They finally tell a piece of the damn story that they've been lying to us about. And everything on Xana. Oh, my God, bro. From the top of her head to the bottom of the inside of her right calf, her entire body. Her entire body. It did need to come out, but it's sad. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They've been lying about the severity of everything. There's no way that Ethan was asleep with those kinds of injuries. There's no way the story went the way that they're telling us. I don't give a shit. They're lying. It's just ridiculous. Super ridiculous. Okay. Dude, I know. Like, I can see her scrapping. I can see her jumping on somebody's back and going crazy. Just like you said, I see it. I see it. I see she's got it in her to go crazy. No. I don't think they could have been transported without being noticed with everybody moving around in there. It wasn't as quiet as everybody has tried to say. I just know that like something's not right. Something isn't right. And I mean, the only thing that really describes it or like explains the lack of blood from everything that we've heard is the freaking cleanup of some sort. How do you have that many injuries and the whole house isn't red? I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. It's all just sick and sad, and I don't get it. But they need their truth out there, so that's what we're going to be doing. That's why we're still doing this, because what the shit. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here now and get the stuff scheduled. Let me roll this out real quick. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys. See y'all soon.